what it do?
Ahoy!
What's up?
Just our new edgy open.
What?
We got some sick, sinister beats going.
Yeah.
DJ Stevie Fire in there laying down some sick beats.
Steve's a little street. He's low key street.
Yeah. Well, I think when you grow up on the mean streets of Milwaukee balling and then at Concordia, dude, he had an and one mixtape going on back in the day.
Hey, dude, you got to defend yourself. You know, no one's gonna defend the goofy looking white guy with long shaggy hair, so I had to defend myself.
I'm guessing some of the pickup courts were a little rough for you.
I was literally just talking to Casey about just things that would make me mad on the basketball court. So.
Like what?
Well, okay, so this all started because I got a text right before the show that said my son kicked a kid at school today. Kicked him really hard.
I did. No, I wasn't eavesdropping.
Right.
Okay, but I did
But you
see. No, I wasn't. I was not listening.
You sure?
But I did see. I couldn't hear. He was being very quiet.
Yeah.
But because I was trying.
Yeah.
But I did see Steve answer what seemed to be a very important phone call right before the show.
And it involved a kicking incident.
Yeah.
Huh?
Coach Vaughn called me.
Now is this younger or older?
This is the oldest one.
Oh, the oldest.
And he's like the nicest kid ever. Like he's a gentle giant. Doesn't get in trouble. And there's this kid that's kind of been picking on him and bullying him like for literally 6 years. Like he just hates him. Like he just always says they're playing dodgeball. Guy hit Lincoln in the head. So headshot. The other kid was actually out. So he goes and sits out. My son Lincoln comes up from behind him, kicks him as hard as he can in the back. And I guess there's a big giant thud in the class and it hurt him. And my son is huge.
Yeah.
Like he's a giant 11-year-old. And so, yeah, so he kicked him. And so Casey said he was a spitter. He would spit on kids when he would get in arguments when he was in class. And I said, dude, if you spit on me or you tell me to shut up or shut the bleep up on the court, I will literally fight.
Yeah, spitting is.
Yes, I've always said that unless you're Brock Lesnar,
Right.
spitting and slapping.
Those are fighting words.
You have no choice. Those aren't fighting words. Those are just your swing.
Right.
There's no exchange at that point. You have to go. Even if you think you're going to lose, you got to go.
You got to defend
You got to
yourself.
start swinging.
So in one sense, I'm glad my son defended himself. Also, don't kick him in the back like a sucker punch. Like if he faces
Kick him
up.
in the nuts.
Yeah, if he faced up and they did something, then kick him or punch him. But like,
I like that he's dropping like Taekwondo front kicks, Joe Rogan style.
I know
He hung
out with his cousin, who's a martial artist, and so I think he got some kicks from him.
So the kid hits him in the head.
Right.
With the ball.
Dodgeball, yeah.
On purpose.
So my son says, I find it hard to believe that this kid is aiming for headshots.
So your kid is out now. He's eliminated.
No, he's in because the headshot eliminates the other kid.
Okay, so
That's
the other
against
kid
the
is
rules.
out. So he's standing
He's
around
sitting
minding
on the sideline.
He's sitting
Yes.
with his back to like how did he kicked him in the back?
Yeah, so I think my son just kind of went behind, like snuck behind him and hi-ya'd him.
You got to admit, like,
Wow.
while it is a little underhanded, at the same time, I kind of appreciate the calculated nature of it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad he finally defended himself. We got a week left of school, but
So I like what you're doing. You say, hey, man, like we love the kick, but we got to make it in front,
face to face,
face to face.
No sucker punches, no sucker kicks.
But I like the kick.
Right.
I've always said, like, don't punch. Punching hurts. Kicking's way better than
Well, I think
punching.
you told me this. If someone comes out and you start a fight and someone starts kicking you, like real kicks, you're in trouble.
Oh, 100%. Like if you're talking S to someone and he drops like a low kick on you, like he goes for a calf or a thigh, just turn around because you don't know what you're doing. He does, and you're about to catch an ass whooping. That's like the nature's way of like the rattle. Like that's nature's way of saying this ends poorly for you. So I love the fact that your son, he's just picking up a good front kick. Oh, in this case, it'd be the front back kick.
Did he say apaya when he hit him?
Apaya!
I sure hope so. If I taught him anything.
Hey, man. The kid had it coming.
Yes.
I agree. That's why I'm glad he defended himself, but he's just got to do it in a different way.
Bullies need people where we would be a better society if the fear of getting punched was back on the table. We have far too many people walking around feeling that they can do what they want without getting punched, or in this case, kicked in the back. So I support little Stevie kicking.
This show.
This show.
Yeah, I'm all for it too.
Yeah.
Well, the bully's age old. It's not anything new.
No.
It's just, and we've always been taught you got to stand up to them.
Yeah.
There's got to be that moment because they're the biggest weenie on the planet.
But I said,
the kids just don't know that.
The loudest kid is almost always the weakest.
So
but you got to be careful because every now and then the loudest kid is Brock Lesnar, and so you got to be able to teach your kid, hey, every now and then. The bully, when you punch him in the nose, doesn't back down. He actually laughs and then beats your ass. So you gotta You got to be able to sniff that guy out.
Is it possible little Vaughn was just trying to get out of the last week and a half of school?
Now that is possible.
I like that too.
He's counting down the days.
Is he suspended?
I do not think so. No.
Okay, that's good.
Now, was Coach Vaughn upset?
Yeah, she's a little. I think she's more just like me, a little disappointed in the way it went down.
Yeah,
but also proud of him for.
He was probably listening to High Kick Wednesday last week. You know
what?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is an inspiring show.
So I mean, like he listens to the program, I'm guessing, and he heard High Kick Wednesday. And next thing you know, he's just following the lead.
I blame Isaac Ropp
of the Window Daddy.
Yeah, it's
way to
clearly
go,
my fault.
Window Daddy.
Yeah, well. Look, I'm for standing up to bullies. So
I'm picturing Steve's kid kicking the other kid like Charlie Murphy from Chappelle's show. A pow! I wish. Is there video?
I doubt
If there is, could you please get it? Because I would like to see your son dropping a kick on someone.
Yeah, I guess the PE teacher, Coach Vaughn said the PE teacher sounded like he was almost on Lincoln's side, like the kid deserved it.
Yeah.
So if there is a recording, we may be able to.
Well, we can all agree the little turd deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
Most kids deserve it.
Most kids
deserve it.
Most kids deserve a kick.
Dude, the amount of times I'm around kids and I think to myself, God, I wish one of you other kids would drop this little S right now, because you can't do it as an adult. But another kid, well,
let's bring that back.
Yeah, it was back in the day where an adult could smack you.
What do you think about that?
And then the parent was like, good, someone had to do it. Now,
right.
Come on, dude.
It was called discipline back in the day.
Discipline.
Now you can't do that. Stevie Woke could get all mad.
Yeah.
We cross lines.
Stevie Freedom loves it. Stevie Woke.
Yeah, Stevie Freedom.
Yeah.
You know, your kid.
A Steven divided against itself cannot win.
Your kid is angling towards maybe being a little more on the side of freedom than woke.
Let freedom ring, bro.
Hey, I love it. I love it. You said he's like hanging out with his uncle or something that's teaching him kicks?
Yeah, they're big Taekwondo guys. So
he's in
kicks.
Taekwondo?
My little nephew is like, he's actually really good. I think he got like second or third in his age group for state. So he's always like kicking people.
Nice.
So I'm pretty. We just hung out with him.
He's
So
just picking it up.
Yeah.
Steven doesn't want to pay for Taekwondo lessons, but he'll do it through osmosis.
go fight your cousin.
Just hang around your cousin. He'll teach you a couple
That's
things.
what cousins are for.
Exactly. Teach him how to smoke. Show him his first Playboy.
Exactly.
Teach him how to kick the bully in the
That's
back.
this generation's of that.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like
then you don't have to be as disciplined.
Yeah. I like where it's going.
I mean, Taekwondo, I know from personal experience, very disciplined.
I've seen your high kick.
Yeah. So you got to be and you can't use it outside of the
No.
dojo, whatever
Yeah, sure.
You're not supposed to.
I'm often concerned though. I know a lot of kids that like got black belts at like 11 or 12 from Taekwondo, and then you're like, what? You broke some balsa wood and they gave you a black belt? I do think Taekwondo is that might be the participation trophy, but at that age, hey, anything's better than nothing. I like where we're going with it. Just out here roundhousing people. It's a hell of a way to start the show. Better than getting right into the stupid Sorsby thing. My God. That I did not have that on the bingo card. I thought today, we got Knicks, Spurs, Stanley Cup's been amazing. Meanwhile, this dumb John over here comes through and decides to burn down the whole thing.
I had to like make sure it wasn't, the Onion or, just ball sack.
Yeah.
I had to make sure this was real.
Very rarely.
I cannot believe this is real.
Very rarely does the world surprise me, because I usually think the worst of people. But I will say that lately the world has been surprising me, but that's on me.
This is legitimately shocking to me.
Come on, dude.
When I heard this one today, someone texted me and I was like, bull. I did the same thing. I was like, horse nears. That didn't. No, it's real. And then I was like, well, it'll get overturned on appeal. No, it won't. They're not going to hear the appeal till February. And every now and then you have one of those days that you'll look back on and you'll be like, that's when everything changed. And I mean, we've been dealing with the NCAA crap for years now. I feel like today is one of those days where you will look back and say, for better or worse, and I'm not sure which way this goes, but today will be a day that will change college sports. This is the sort of thing that elicits a response. This is the sort of thing when you see your son front kick someone for the first time and the relationship changes forever. This front kicked squarely in the nuts, the NCAA, and Sorsby's name in today's ruling will, I think, have ripple effects that will last forever in the world of college sports.
I'm juiced up.
I'm juiced up too.
Yeah.
It's a rainy day Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sorsby
sucks out there.
So he's the quarterback at Texas Tech.
Yep.
That bet on his team at Indiana and Cincinnati and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, the judge in Lubbock, probably a Texas Tech fan, gave him a temporary injunction. He can play.
Yeah.
He's out. He's out.
He's
out of jail.
No. 2-game suspension.
2 game suspension.
Yeah, he's gonna miss the Beaver game.
He proposed the 2-game suspension.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't know, Texas Tech suggested a 2-game suspension, and the judge apparently can hand down suspensions. And so he'll miss Abilene Christian and Oregon State and then be able to play. And while this is only a temporary injunction, the hearing, the appeals hearing isn't until February. Yeah. It's after the national title game.
Perfect.
This clears the way for him to play. It's unprecedented. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to the backlash.
The Big 12 teams are saying they don't even want to play Texas Tech now.
Yes, one Texas Tech's AD, I believe Kansas State, said it's absolute bull S, and said that we are in discussions about what to do. Brett Yormark who's the commissioner of the Big 12, had to come out and say the ramifications of today's ruling are significant and could have broad impacts across college athletics, creating great concern amongst our membership. I've been consulting with our key stakeholders and have scheduled meetings with our conference ADs and executive board this week. We're also in touch with Charlie Baker and anticipate the NCAA to appeal the order in the next 24 to 48 hours. We continue to monitor and evaluate the situation. Texas Tech has now put themselves on an island that says it is us against everybody. And you have SEC ADs, SEC coaches. I mean, I have never seen something that was so unified. I mean, this is like being bombed. Like after 9/11, when everyone put everything aside and said, okay, well, we have the common enemy. I feel like Texas Tech, especially Cody Campbell, that absolute hypocrite piece of douche. And yes, I did say piece of douche because that is what he is. This guy has the balls to stand up there and say that he is trying to save college sports. Meanwhile, he's bankrolling this. I think he loses all credibility. I think his institution loses all credibility. And it would not shock me if Texas Tech ends up cutting Sorsby loose. I think this has these, I'm telling you, this, every now and then you step in it. Every now and then you cross a line where you have no choice but to get kicked by an 11-year-old, and the playground is never the same. I feel like this is something that will change college sports. This is a bridge too far. And I don't know a single person outside of Texas Tech. In fact, I was listening to Feinbaum driving in a little bit, was kind of flipping back and forth. Feinbaum was taking calls from Lubbock. And he was saying that overwhelming the people from Texas Tech supporters are like, no, this ain't it. Like even for us, because normally, I mean, fans can rationalize anything. They can rationalize rape. They can rationalize institutional dysfunction, like cheating, academic, anything. And for even Texas Tech fans to be like, no, this isn't it. I don't know where this lands, but I don't think this is over by any stretch of the imagination. And for that many ADs and now the Big 12 commissioner to come out, I mean, what do you do if the rest of the Big 12 gets together and just says, no, dude, we are not playing you. I don't care. Like, we're not doing this. Is Texas Tech really going to dig their heels in and say, fine, like this is, we will stand alone. I think that the idea that an appellate court judge in Lubbock County, Texas can do this.
Well, you know that Cody Campbell?
Cody Campbell.
Corey Campbell?
Cody.
Kim Campbell? Cody Campbell.
Kim Kardashian.
Hey, did you see what Kardashian did?
Which one?
Kim.
What did she do?
I saw her looking at her boyfriend or something.
You didn't see it.
She got a big ass?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. It's,
It's real.
It's
not real. Not real, sorry.
Yeah.
So she's dating
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, the F1 guy.
And they were at Monaco doing their racing.
I saw real quick that the Bay at Monaco,
their vroom vrooms,
$4 billion worth of yachts, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How about that?
So they have the podiums where each of the guys who medal or whatever, I don't know, top three.
Medal, yeah.
What do you do in a race?
Playoffs. You win, place, and show.
Yeah, whatever. The horsies, jump up on the
like hooray.
Thing. And they put medals on them.
Yeah.
And there's
so like Star Wars, like so everyone gets a medal but Chewbacca.
So on each stanchion,
that was great, by the way.
There's a energy drink or whatever, a sponsored drink.
Yeah.
And then a towel. And then on the first stanchion, so for the first place guy who ended up being that Kimmy kid, Antonelli, I think.
Okay.
because I know my F1.
Clearly. You watch Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah, so Lewis, so she walked by, and she grabbed the towel for her face.
Oh. She took the winner's towel?
Yeah.
bitch.
Like, she is being dragged all across social media for the audacity of thinking
The towel
that towel is just sitting there for your use.
Wow.
How self-absorbed is Ms. Kardashian if she just thinks I can just grab this towel right off the podium?
Boy, I see it right there. Boy, that dress is something else. If you were to have, by the way, careful just typing in Kim Kardashian into Twitter.
Oh, I just did. Oh, no.
Yeah, the second thing that came up was, sorry, whoops. If you had to have a medal stand of self-importance, isn't Kim Kardashian on the medal stand?
Well, I think so. I think she might be number one now.
Well, no, that's there's a guy sitting in Washington right now.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, you can't rival him.
No, I mean, he is.
That's true.
He's the Lewis Hamilton of self-importance. Lewis Hamilton, is he the most dominant one, or is it
not
the other
anymore?
Guy? Yeah,
he was.
He was.
He's like the most famous.
He's the Michael Jordan of self-importance. But Kim Kardashian might be like whatever you think, like the LeBron James of self-importance. And then you're fighting for third. But I think you've got your Jordan and you've got your LeBron.
But I mean, seriously, like what?
Yeah, I mean,
like just the whole that just shows you just a little. It's like the shopping cart thing. You know, we always talk about that.
Yeah, what
like
makes
little
you,
glimpses into what makes you tick.
Yeah.
Can be very simple and it
shows you who you are.
It can take 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and right there,
yeah,
you get a glimpse into the brain of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, she's
What is that?
She just like takes it and dabs her
What is
face
that?
with it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's probably hot.
So what is that?
It's probably hot in Monaco.
it's mine now, bitch.
And according to the second video, she might have something on her face. Look, I'm just going off of what Twitter. I just be careful. Careful with Googling Kim Kardashian.
Anyway,
Anywho,
do you think Pete Rose is pissed today?
from the grave.
He wants that judge. Well, what I was going to say is this Cody Campbell guy, this Texas Tech billionaire.
Yeah.
Clearly, aren't we to believe that this judge and the billionaire are in cahoots and the billionaire made this happen? Like, there's no other logical explanation.
Well, the whole argument was they had a guy, the first judge
Recused
himself because he was a Texas Tech alum. This guy was University of Houston, so it makes it all in the up and
but
up.
that doesn't mean that.
So
that's their whole argument. That's all
Texas.
If Texas Tech fans like it, that's the only argument they have.
So I was kind of going through, and there's a couple attorneys that I follow on Twitter that actually kind of break it down pretty good. Matt Winters one. We tried to get him on the show, but he's like, dude, I'm real busy because he's an actual attorney. He said if you read through the ruling, he's not saying that the judge isn't saying that he has a problem with the rule. He has a problem with the mitigating circumstances. So he actually bought. And this is where I guess having Jeffrey Kessler, who's now like 99-0 against the NCAA, the judge actually said that by suspending him, it caused irreparable damage and harm to Sorsby. They actually bought that this was a mental health thing and that if they punished him, that it would negatively affect him. Oh my God, that argument worked with that judge.
But did it?
Well, I mean,
or is he just bought off? I mean, come on.
It is hard for me to believe right now that in every sports organization in the world, this is a no-go, but there's one judge in Lubbock County that was like, I buy the argument.
Exactly.
It's certain.
We were talking last week,
all
though,
know.
how Texas Tech has a target on them already. If they didn't have a target already, they do now.
Yeah.
Everybody hates them.
Everyone hates
and remember, that it is important to know that this does not set a precedent because it could easily get overturned, and a lot of people do think it's going to get overturned in February, and then the precedent will be set. But by then, it's too late, and Texas Tech knows that. In fact, Tyrann Mathieu had a joke, but he said, hey, I still have 2 years of eligibility. He goes, can we find a judge in Louisiana to give me a temporary injunction? Because it's the same thing. If you decided at this point, and this is how stupid Texas Tech is and the door that they have open, and Cody Campbell, you rotten son of a bitch, that sit there on your high horse and try to claim that the NCAA is broken. No, it's broken because of people like you that can't control themselves. This does set the precedent of dead serious. If you brought someone back that got cut in an NFL camp, or you brought Tyrann Mathieu back, and you got a judge, just an appellate court judge, to say, well, temporary injunction, we'll see what happens. And then February rolls around and he plays through the entire season, No harm, no foul. That is what has been said here. This is an abomination. And someone in Lubbock County needs to speed up this appeals process and hear it before the start of the season. What are the chances that someone in Lubbock County in that court actually hear this in a timely fashion? I mean, it's just,
all right.
This is bad.
Well, there's your prattle. And sorry, Brad, it was a little sportsy today.
Yeah. I mean, this was one of the, in my mind, this is one of the bigger days in college sports in the 20 plus years we've been doing this.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about it up next.
Dusty just told me the NCAA did they're trying to accelerate the appeal.
Yeah.
So
of course they
But again, that has to happen in Lubbock County. Good luck.
Yeah. So Frank Gay Services will get more Brendan Sorsby talk next.
Now.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings tossed with a perfect dry rub and served with a trio of killer sauces. Menus at bigschicken.com. First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction that prevents the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating his rules on sports gambling. So Sorsby is currently eligible to play next season after his self-imposed 2-game suspension. Texas Tech in week 2 actually travels to Corvallis to take on the Bees in week 2. Kansas City Chiefs, they are signing quarterback L'Jarius Sneed, 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. NBA Finals Game 3 in New York is tonight. Knicks already up 2-0 in the series over the Spurs, but right now New York only a 1.5-point favorite. An Oregon baseball season ended last night in Austin, Texas. They got swept by the Texans in 2 games, losing last night 6-5 in Austin. For more, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, Texas Tech star quarterback Brendan Sorsby has been granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA that could clear the way for him to play football for Texas Tech.
After serving a big 2-game suspension against Abilene Christian and Oregon State.
He's going to miss the Beaver game.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Bees. I'm rooting for the Bees hard in that one.
I don't think there's a single team and any person in the country not in Lubbock that's rooting. They have become.
Well, especially if he plays and they win a bunch of games.
Yes.
Like, dude, I don't know if they even want that smoke. No. Like you were saying, like maybe Texas Tech just says, whoa, we can't do this.
I think there is a real chance because there are now multiple. I think right now, there's only really 2 Pac or Big 12 schools that have not publicly stated that they do not want to play Texas Tech. Are you really over Brandon Sorsby? Are you really willing to put yourself out there like this? I mean, there's a lot of times where schools do something, Baylor with Art Briles or whatever, Penn State where you back somebody, Joe Paterno, and the backlash can be so furious where you're like, yeah.
Well, let's explain.
Like, my bad.
Real quick. I mean, we should, just for those that haven't really been following the story, explain why this is so bad. Because Sorsby bet on his own team.
Thousands of times.
Indiana and Cincinnati. Well, we don't know Cincinnati, but we do know Indiana. He probably was Cincinnati. And he claimed, hey, I've got a gambling problem. And the judge, Ken Curry is the guy's name.
Yep.
And he is in Lubbock County, which is interesting. He said, Curry ruled that Sorsby's attorneys demonstrated he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if he's unable to play for the Red Raiders. Curry found in favor of Sorsby in another unprecedented decision against the NCAA as the organization continues to fight a barrage of legal challenges, heightening concerns among officials and coaches that rulings from local judges continue to undermine the NCAA's ability to enforce its own rules. So basically what this means is anybody can, technically anybody can just bet on their own team.
Yeah.
And here is this was from Dan Wetzel's article today. It was a quote from a Big 12 coach.
This is alarming.
And he said,
I know it's satire, but there's something to it.
He said, quote, if this is the precedent, then I owe it to my players to bring in people from Las Vegas to teach us how to gamble. Then collectively, we need to decide which games we will play hard in to cover the spread and which ones we won't. I'm supposed to do what's best for my players, and in that case, they would be able to make a lot of money betting on our games. That's the precedent for me.
That is from a sitting Big 12 coach. Brendan Sorsby bet $90,000 and placed over 2,900 bets while at Indiana. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the backlash coming from this, outside of Texas Tech, and really not even all of Texas Tech, just the Texas Tech athletic program and their coach, AD, and Cody Campbell. I just don't remember something in sports that was this unifying. I really don't.
Well, it's so interesting to me that this is the line in the sand.
Yes.
This of all things. Like, maybe we should be this up in arms about a lot of the wrongdoing and corruption that we're reading about on a daily basis. But it's neither here nor there. It's just weird where we finally just say enough's enough.
Well, you would
this is the spot where we're going to say enough's enough after everything that's gone on.
Well, I think we can all agree that whatever side you come down on the NCAA, and the rules, they're very arbitrary, and it really is about who gets paid what and, who can transfer. But there's nothing really that harkens at the integrity of the sport. Gambling is the one thing going back to, was it 19? What were the Black Sox? Was that 1919?
No, it's like 19.
I want to say it was 1919, but I
12?
could be wrong. Maybe, yeah, look that up. But going back all the way to the Black Sox,
Yeah, Captain.
you know,
Yeah,
you go back 1919. So going all the way back there, there's been one thing that is universal through every sport at any level, that sport is on the up and up. It's not the WWE, right? It's just it's the one thing that everyone takes seriously, is the ability to have it at any level. The game is on the up and up. No one is throwing a game. No one is trying to influence it, where it's true competition. That is literally what sports is. And I think that's where this is so different. Whereas the other one is, should that guy be allowed to play? And, I don't know, like how much money he should be able to get. All of that stuff is very arbitrary. This cuts at the heart of what sport is. And so I think this is why this is such a unifying thing. And there's no sport in the world that you're allowed to do this at any level. And so the fact that some judge in Lubbock and some people now at Texas Tech can say no harm, no foul because we don't want him to be harmed. I mean, that's insanity. Like, in what world, like, if I break a law and then I go before the judge and be like, hey, judge, I know the law says that I can't do this, but if you punish me, I'm going to be harmed, not only in my personal life, but in my financial life. I mean, that's the argument that's being made. It's insane. There's not a rational person on the planet that thinks that this isn't a bridge too far. It's insane. And some people are asking, someone asked, explain the injunction. So real quick, the judge did not rule in favor of Sorsby. He merely said that by doing this, when you offer an injunction, he's saying that there is a chance, or at least, I think the actual language I read was, he has a good chance that if this goes all the way through courts, he believes that Sorsby has a leg to stand on. And so all he's saying is, until a higher court can hear this, I'm going to let him play, because if I don't, then he can't get that time back and he can't get the money back. So basically the judge is just punting on it and saying, well, I'll let someone else decide it, but while that's being decided, I'm going to let him play. That's what the temporary injunction is. And because the hearing right now is scheduled for February, his temporary injunction, and you can't tell me he doesn't know what he's doing, is basically a permanent decision. Because even if it gets overturned in February, what does it matter? Sorsby's on to the NFL. You're going to say that he's ineligible at that point?
They forfeit wins.
Yeah, they forfeit wins. So that's what the temporary injunction is doing. So again, the judge isn't ruling that the NCAA, the law is illegal. He's saying that the process by which they did it, he has a problem with the process because it's, quote, harming irreparably.
So like you said, his argument that he had a gambling problem was the winner.
Yes.
Because if he didn't argue that, they'd be like, well, you broke the rule.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're out. But now him saying that it's like a mental illness.
Yes.
And him not being able to play would worsen that is...
It's incredible.
That's what they... But again, I just think... I don't know. It's Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have family in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but corrupt as they come.
Yeah.
I just don't... Not my family.
Yeah.
Well, at least I hope not.
The Ropp family?
No. Well, they're the Callaways.
Are the Callaways down there pulling strings right now?
It's possible.
Oh, I love it.
Judge?
Her husband is a Texas Tech guy. He's a guns up guy.
Yep.
But it's just, I don't know. I got to think somehow there's some shenanigans going on with this. Otherwise, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And Joey McGuire, the coach at Texas Tech, has a quote here. He says, "We're here to support Brendan. I do believe that he made a mistake, and whenever that happens, I do believe there should be consequences, but it's my opinion that he should not be penalized for the rest of this year or his career." So I don't really know where he should be penalized.
The consequences are two games.
What would be the consequence?
2 games.
Yeah,
he's out
is that
2
what
games,
he's
guys.
saying? Yeah. He thinks that's fair.
The problem also is just like there's so much money involved now too. Like he's making $5-6 million from Texas Tech.
Yes.
And so now the groundwork has been set where, as you said, Suk, if you break a rule and you're a high-priced guy, you can go get the best lawyers.
Yeah.
And you're going to go win now. And so there literally are no rules because the players are making so much money that they can just win or they can just postpone any type of anything going on.
This is the official end. If the NCAA cannot enforce gambling, this is it. This is the, Saving Private Ryan is the fallback point. If you lose, you blow up the bridge and you lose everything. This is it. This is the fallback point.
Is this the beginning of the end of college sports?
This is the beginning of the end. If they cannot enforce someone gambling 2,900 times to the tune of $90,000, and a majority of which were bet on your team, if you cannot enforce that, and that is a 2-game suspension, that's what it is, a 2-game self-imposed suspension, then this is the beginning of the end. And also, don't let anyone fool you, because Cody Campbell's douchey ass is out there already saying, well, hey, this is why I'm trying to protect college sports. First off, F you, you're doing this. And remember, there is nothing in the Ted Cruz bill, nothing that would have prevented this. Nothing in the Protect College Sports Act would have stopped this lawsuit against the NCAA based on contract claims. Nothing.
So the NCAA has filed an accelerated appeal. So they are going to try to get this stopped before the season starts.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, the reality is the NCAA had no teeth to begin with, and we know that. However, I would say let's not go so far as to say that every person who will make this argument down the line. Let's just say worst case scenario, Sorsby plays.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the cat's out of the bag, and everybody there's all these guys that are betting that are trying to make this argument, and they take it to court. Let's not assume they all win.
Yeah.
This was, again,
one injunction.
It was one injunction. It was in the county of where Texas Tech resides. You got a billionaire booster who does seem to kind of control things and down that way. They're not all like that, but that is, somebody said, welcome to the way things are done in Texas.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
Yeah.
So we can maybe take it a little too far. First of all, let's just see what happens with Sorsby. But the other thing, too, is Ross Dellinger of Yahoo put together a piece, and this is back from April. But he went through, because it seems like the NCAA is just getting its ass kicked in court.
Yes.
And it has lost huge ones. I mean, it lost in the NIL, it lost the O'Bannon lawsuit, it lost
Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Revenue sharing.
Dude, they're the Washington Generals right now of lawsuits.
Well, it seems like that. But in terms of eligibility, and that's where Sorsby's case falls, Ross Dellinger put this out in April, and he said there were 1,450 eligibility waiver requests to the NCAA. 2/3 of them were granted by the NCAA. In other words, 2/3 of them, they were like, yes, you can play.
Yeah.
500 were not granted. Mm-hmm. Out of those 500, 70 resulted in lawsuits. The NCAA has won 2/3 of those lawsuits in court. And so there's 45 of the 70 have been I don't know, settled isn't the right word.
Tossed out.
Closed.
Yeah.
And they won 31 of the 45 suits.
Okay.
So they don't get their ass.
Every time.
They don't lose every time. As a matter of fact, they win the majority of the time. So this one seems to me like a one-off because it's just so freaking screwy, and it's Lubbock, Texas, and I wouldn't put anything past judges and billionaires and football boosters in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
And that's what this smells like. So I'm not going to overreact to it. I have a feeling that Brendan Sorsby will not play for Texas Tech.
Yes.
I don't see how that.
I think.
I don't see how he plays.
I think the backlash is going to be so harsh that Texas Tech is going to be forced to cut ties with him and just say we cannot do this.
And then they look like the hero.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. Texas Tech has this whole they're the big disruptor right now, right? Spending all this money in basketball, softball, and they're playing the black cat right now and loving it. Be careful, because everyone loves to be the bad guy until it's you against everybody. Like, I know that's like this big heroic stand. Does anyone really want to be Jon Snow with the horde coming down upon you? Because I think Texas Tech has stepped in it over.
I kind of liked Jon Snow.
And here's the thing. You're stepping in it over a mid to good quarterback. This is not Marcus Mariota. This is not Vince Young. You are putting everything on the line for a
Yeah, but if you take him off the team, they stand zero chance of winning the national championship. With him, a slight chance.
Will Hammond. I'm with Rob. I have to believe in my heart of hearts that the backlash will prevail in this, and this will be corrected. I just can't see, in my 20 plus years of doing this, if this goes through, this will be one of the true moments where I'll just say, I can't believe that happened.
I love college football is my favorite sport. Like, this turned me off so much today when I read that.
Yeah.
Like, I was upset.
Well, when's the last time you saw? I mean, you heard the one Big 12 coach said, I'll just bring in gambling experts. Yeah. This was David Ubon, had anonymous quotes, but these are individual quotes from sitting Power 4 head coaches. Unbelievable, effing crazy, egregious, worst thing I've seen in 20 years of coaching. It's on The Athletic, by the way. You can read it, and it just goes on and on and on. The Big 12 commissioner, SEC I mean, it's just, this doesn't happen. Nothing unites college coaches and commissioners. This has united people. And I really think the Big 12 needs to have some balls and to get together with the other Big 12 teams and just say, nope, not doing it. Good luck. Go play yourself. I don't know. Go schedule someone else because we're not doing it. We're out.
And there are the services of Frank Gay. Thank you, Frank. Mr. Gay. We turn our attention to tonight's NBA Finals. Next.
Dirt.
I don't know why we didn't have an NBA Finals game last night, but we didn't. As a matter of fact, we had nothing on last night, except for the French Open was early.
Mm-hmm. It was a little weird.
We had golf.
Did some day baseball if you wanted.
Hey.
The Fire.
Our Fire.
Were they on last night?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah,
I missed that.
It was them and the Ducks. Ducks baseball.
Duck. Yeah, that I was watching that. That was a good game.
I was flipping back and forth between the Tony Awards and Duck baseball. And
you're like, man, I wish there was an NBA or NHL game on right now.
And my daughter comes in and goes, "Why are you watching college baseball?" And then I had to explain to her the thing, and she was like,
What's the thing?
Well, that it was kind of an important game. So I did.
It's the Ducks, man.
Yeah. I said it might come up on the show, and I said so. We were, she was none too happy with me.
Well,
she's not happy with you. I'm disappointed in you, Dad.
She was. Well, then she made it because the Tony Awards they were doing a celebration of Pride, and then she was calling me out for turning it off to flip over. It was a big at bat in the 8th inning. I had to watch it, see what was going on.
Yeah, you don't want to see that Pride crap.
So I missed the whole Cats thing, and then she spent the next half hour berating me.
What is this crap?
I'm gay.
For being anti-Pride, and she said, and you said you love the gays. It's a tough night at my house.
He's gay.
Well, it was just not a great sports night.
No, it was not.
Unfortunately.
No.
But tonight, we get the inverse of that is tonight we get a great NBA Finals game, hopefully.
And then tomorrow we get the Stanley Cup. So
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't stick them on the same night. They're doing this spread out thing.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good week.
I guess,
as long as the series keep going.
Yeah. I guess it's not going well right now in New York. People are... There's thousands upon thousands of people trying to make their way into Madison Square Garden, and it's not going well.
Well, they said because Trump was going to be there. It's like TSA. You have to get there at least minimum 2 hours before the game just to get in because of all the security checks.
And they're saying that security didn't know what was going on. They said they originally said that they needed them to go to like 34th and 7th, and then all of a sudden it was over to like 32nd and 6th. So people were waiting like an hour and a half in a line, and then were told, no, wrong line, you have to go 2 blocks over, and then they got there, and a line had already formed there. So apparently it's uneasy right now.
Hey, I paid $150,000 for these tickets. I'm sorry, sir, you have to go to a different entrance.
And that's the other thing, man. If you paid, even for the what is the get-in price, like $16,000? Imagine you paid $16,000 and you can't get in. And they're saying that if you didn't get there hours early, you ain't making tip.
Yeah, you're late.
Yeah.
You paid 16 G's and you're late to the game and you showed up an hour and a half before the tip.
Dude, they're showing the shoot around right now. I got someone who's there showing the live shoot around. Dude, there is no one in the stands. And the doors opened and there's no one there. You can't get in. So it's
you think Trumpy jumps down there and does a few trampoline dunks for us tonight?
I'm guessing he'll just be up at a suite, right? They won't put him courtside. I wouldn't think.
Can't you see him doing that?
That'd be pretty cool if he was courtside, though.
Yeah, he ain't courtside.
I wouldn't think so. They'll put him up.
Well, they had that wrestler guy. He was just on TV. He's there at the game already. Some vampire-looking dude.
Yeah, that's the ESPN. I was going to ask you guys who that is.
Who?
I've seen him on
I don't know.
Sports Center.
Yeah,
he's a character.
It was WWE guy. He looks like a little vampire.
I don't think he's a WWE guy. I think he's an ESPN sport. He's like a character. They're doing characters.
The vampire guy?
Yeah.
I thought he was a wrestler.
I don't know about that. I think he's just a sports guy.
He's doing bits?
Dude,
yeah,
I'll tell you right now, the Sports Center embracing of wrestling, that's another one. Much like the Salisbury thing where I would have laughed. The fact that the WWE is now being covered by Sports Center as a real sport, dude, that blows my mind. They actually cover it, and then they're like, what do you think about your upcoming match? It's like the 1980s and Jesse Ventura asking Hogan how he's going to overcome Andre the Giant. I don't know, because Vince McMahon said so.
Okay,
but
so
Sports Center treats it real.
I guess he is a wrestler. His name is Danhausen.
Danhausen?
Yeah, he's an American professional wrestler known for his wildly popular supernatural and comedy horror persona. Yeah, I've seen him on there a few times.
Oh, so okay. I had no idea who that is either, but I guess the Knicks haven't lost since he held up a Knicks jersey. So that guy's a wrestler? I guess like he was on the court.
He's tiny.
He was on the court holding up a Knicks jersey. I keep seeing that across my timeline, and they're saying that started the streak. I thought it was just some nutball fan with a Knicks jersey. But apparently that guy is he's a wrestler.
I can't tell you how much I want the Spurs to win tonight. Like these Knicks fans are just driving me crazy. The coverage of this is driving me crazy.
Yeah, like I was kind of on board.
It's
like
a circus.
Going into this, I could see myself being like, all right, man, it's like New York Mecca basketball. The fans been waiting since the 70s.
Like, it's kind of cool.
But I'm with you.
But it's
like,
not the fans. It's a bunch of rich people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Josh Hart even said it.
Yeah, Hart was like,
Josh
dude,
Hart
I
was
feel
like,
bad.
this sucks. We got a ton of great fans that aren't going to be able to go to the game.
Yeah.
But, I will say this. I got to hand New York fans one thing. It's going to be nuts in there tonight.
It is.
And normally when you have super high-priced tickets like this, it's like the Super Bowl. They always say, well, it's going to be very corporate, and so the true fans aren't there, and so it won't be as good of an atmosphere, right? They always say that. Anytime ticket prices get super high, it's like, well, real fans won't be there. It's the atmosphere's not going to be great. It's going to be great. And dude, you got to pay at least $5,000 just to get in the door.
Yeah.
And most of these people are paying way more, and yet it's still going to be an awesome atmosphere.
I would assume so.
I got to hand it to the New York fans for that. Like, cuz if you had an event in Portland, like Blazers have great fans. If you had a Blazers game that was this price point, how much different is the atmosphere from a real Blazers game?
I would assume it's quite a bit.
Right, but this won't be.
No.
And how often do you see that? Give me another sport where ticket prices go through the roof and the atmosphere is not compromised.
This is where you have to defend, as you mentioned, you have to defend New York fan. You can hate them, they're douchey, but it creates they always have a great environment there, no matter what. There's so many people to pull from. Plus, there's some normals that took out like a second mortgage on their house. Some of those tickets are on layaway, and just like how much credit can I, how maxed out can my credit cards be? I'm guessing that place is going to still be bananas. I'm with you. Give them credit.
Are we assuming the series is over?
I'm not assuming, but in a series that does appear to be pretty even, right? Like, if you take game one, that game was decided in like, what, a 2.5 to 3 minute stretch. And then game two was decided on seemingly a bonehead Wembayama pass or a lack of timeout, if you want to go down that road. And they still got a really good open look to win that game. So clearly San Antonio is not like overwhelmed, but in a series that does seem to be razor thin margin, the idea that one of those teams that does appear to be a little fatigued and had to kind of go through a war and has never been here before, lacks a lot of experience, the idea that they're going to now go and reel off 4 of these, of the next 5, and by the way, you now have completely lost home court. It just feels like the law of averages isn't going to allow that.
Well, and you make a good point. I am interested to see how the Spurs play, because I didn't think the fatigue was going to be real, but I think the OKC fatigue against the Spurs really hurt them in the first 2 games. They looked really tired. Yeah. All their guys, especially their guards. Their guards were not getting after as much as they were against the Thunder. Last played on Friday, so you had a couple days off. I wonder what the Spurs look like fatigue-wise. Now they have a couple days off, and then that, like you said, that atmosphere is going to be crazy. Like, they're going to be hyped. They're going to be out of their shoes. So I'm going down with the ship. I think the Spurs, we're going to win the series. I still think they're going to make this a series. I think they get at least 2. I think we get to 6. It's 3-2, probably in New York with the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean,
chance to win.
It is very close.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Knicks have won both of them, but like you said, both of those games, like the Spurs were up 1 with like a minute and a half left in the first game, and Jalen Brunson did Jalen Brunson things, and then in the second game, Wemby shot falls. It's 1-1. I don't know.
Spurs had the ball tied up and they threw it away.
I get it. And the Spurs had double-digit leads in both games. And then the time when they were down double digits, they came storming back too. So it's really close. And I could see the Spurs winning the next 2. I don't know. It's just their youth is kind of showing. Like that I mean, we forget that Oklahoma City was the second youngest team before San Antonio to make it that far, right? So Oklahoma City has a little youth. The Knicks do not. Like, that's a team that is not only veteran but well rested. Mm-hmm. And you remember that stat. And I know the Knicks fans all the Knicks media was trying to jam it down our throats as if they were the same as like the old Warriors and the old Bulls and the old Lakers.
Teams with the extra rest.
But they had played 4 games in 23 days. They haven't lost a playoff game since April. Yeah. And they'd only played 4 games in 23 days coming into this series. Any team with that kind of rest advantage had won. There were three prior, all three legendary teams, but all three won in 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we kind of dismiss that because those other 3 were legendary teams, maybe there is just that. There's something to that. Is you got a really young team who's coming off a really hard-fought series versus a team that played 4 games in 23 days, and, oh, by the way, they're red hot.
I also think there is an element to, unlike most superstars, San Antonio relies so much on Wemby on both ends. He never gets to rest. You know, I don't care who you are, from Steph Curry to LeBron, you get to coast on one side of the floor. San Antonio needs him to be the best player on both ends to win this series. And I just don't think it's in him. I don't think it's in anyone's tank. When's the last time you saw someone that was the best offense and defensive player in the series? And I think that's what it's going to take for him to win. And I think I just think that's asking too much.
All right, that's your Multnomah Max Segi. We'll get more NBA Finals later before the tip. I think 5:30. Is that what we're looking at tonight?
Yeah,
I believe so, yes.
But up next, we got the Points Gobbler, a little college football, and our Stock Watch when we return on the Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction that will prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating his rules on sports gambling. So Sorsby is currently eligible to play next season for the Red Raiders after he serves his 2-game suspension, which him and his lawyers proposed to Texas Tech. And for Texas Tech, they travel to Corvallis, taking on the Beavs in Week 2. Kansas City Chiefs bringing back a familiar face there, signing cornerback L'Jarius Sneed to a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. NBA Finals take center stage tonight, Game 3 in New York at Madison Square Garden. Knicks up 2-0 in the series over the Spurs. Knicks only a 1.5-point favorite, though, in tonight's ball game. And the Oregon baseball season ended last night in Austin as they lost to the Texas Longhorns 6-5. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call Georgia Coy at warrenallen.com.
All right, Stockwatch coming up in a few moments. In the news, you know the routine. Here on a rainy day Monday, and it is raining.
Yeah, quite hard. Although, end of the week, we're supposed to get into like in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a perfect rainy day because, it's coming off a weekend.
Yeah, what else you got going on?
Saturday was rainy, but Sunday was not.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're all back to work, so we can suck up a little rainy day here and there.
I think Wednesday's the last day. I think it's supposed to rain in the morning and then clear up, and then we got
Let's go.
We got blue skies, and it's gonna be hot.
Wow!
When it's like 91, you're gonna be like, man, I wish the rain was here.
So it's time for the Points Gobbler, and we'll get to that before we do Stockwatch. I was reading. So we've been talking about Brendan Sorsby.
I think everybody's talking about Sorsby.
Well, my wife's not.
Oh, that's true.
She doesn't know.
I bet she asked about it.
Oh, she didn't.
She's not in an office.
No, she's at home.
Oh, because I was going to
saw
say,
her.
I guarantee tonight when I get home, I will get the, what's going on with this Texas thing? And I'll be like, oh my God. And I will respond with,
what is that?
It doesn't matter. And then she'll get mad at me and be like, you never answer me. And then I'm going to have to explain it. And then
Send her a link.
And then when I get done, I say, just read. But no, I'm going to be required to explain it because this will be one of those things she'll hear about at the office and won't know what they're talking about and will not want to feel left out.
So we talked about it a lot in the first hour, but I was looking at Ken Curry's bio.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the judge.
Yes.
That granted, if you didn't hear, Sorsby is going to play for Texas Tech.
Most
Shockingly,
likely.
well, I mean, at least for now,
Yeah.
the latest ruling is that he will play.
Yes.
Shockingly, a judge in Lubbock County said that it will do irreparable harm to him if he does not play.
Yes.
This is very sad if he can't play. And bet on his team. Wouldn't that be awesome if he said that in the
in the room?
like, he'd be really sad if he can't bet on his team. So I think he should play. And
the young man had a problem.
Once again, I mean, of course he's going to be betting on his own team. He got away with it, and he's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
what's
worse? It can't get any worse.
It's a good question. It's like, is he?
Hey,
Like,
guys.
are we just now to assume that he's not gambling anymore? I know he said he went and got help.
He went and got help for 2 weeks. And don't you know how addiction works? Once you go to rehab for 2 weeks, everything's fine again.
Just ask Tiger Woods.
Exactly. I don't know what you're talking about. Problem solved.
Actually, he was there longer. I
Was
think
he?
Tiger was over there for like 30 days, but maybe half of it was probably like some sort of nose job or something.
I don't believe he went to he's getting hair plugs in Turkey. I love how we're just expected to believe everything's hunky-dory. I know you had like the world's worst gambling problem. You bet $90,000 2,900 times on your own team, the one thing you know you can't do. But now we're supposed to feel bad for you and that everything is fine.
So Ken Curry, who's the judge who gave the temporary injunction, he learned life lessons that he couldn't have learned anywhere else.
Oh.
That's how alumnus Ken Curry, now Tarrant County 153rd District Court Judge, remembers his time at UT Arlington.
Oh, so he is not a Texas Tech guy, at least.
He went to UT Arlington.
Okay.
Curry, and it's just ironic I guess that's the right word, to
Yeah.
read this, seeing as how Sorsby basically threw away his free education
Yes.
by gambling. But it says Ken Curry places high importance on earning an education from a university whose students work while pursuing their degrees. They appreciate higher education more, he reasons. Education is a privilege. I saw many others go to private schools or more traditional universities with the attitude that getting a college education is their right. That's Ken Curry. So you would think he would be like, hey,
Yeah, enough of this crap.
education is a privilege, young man.
Yeah. But
And you threw it away. But he didn't.
No, he did not.
He's saying, hey, here's more education
Yeah.
that you can throw away.
And here's $5 million.
$5
I just love the argument of you're going to lose a bunch of money, so you better go do this. It's just the next time you get in trouble, just see if you can throw that out there. A judge, if you put me in jail right now, it's really going to cause a bit of a pickle for me
The
financially.
vibes are going to be off a little bit.
So can we just do a no countsies? But I'll just, you give me a slap on the wrist and I'll be fine. Someone did point out incorrectly. A Texas judge also believed the affluenza case of that little rat bastard.
Yeah, that was in Texas.
Are we just not certain that the Texas judicial system just has its head square up its ass?
Well, no. This is what I was saying in the first hour. It's not
Yes.
squarely up its ass. It's on the take. This is how they do stuff in Texas. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
Anybody that's surprised by this shouldn't be.
No.
If you have even remotely any sort of knowledge of what happens. My family is from Texas.
Yeah.
I have family in Lubbock.
Who might be involved in this. Rob's basically admitting to the fact that his family is up to no good. Which is why you and Buckley got along so well. You and the Buckley family.
My mom went to the University of Texas.
Yeah.
So she is a Longhorn. But my, let's see, it would be her brother's daughter lives in Lubbock and married a guns up bro.
Ah.
So that's the family we have down there.
That's the key.
So listen, all I'm saying is I've been in Texas a lot. This is how they operate.
Yeah.
And no one bats an eye. It's the way it is.
Yeah. And here we go again.
So
And there's no repercussions. The judge can do whatever he wants.
That's right. He's a judge. What are you going to do? Prove that he I don't
Yeah.
know, did somebody a favor or took money? You ain't going to prove that.
The other great thing, too, is the judge can simply say, well, I didn't do anything. All I did was kick it down the road a little bit.
They're all in bed together, man.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, it's...
And I may or may not be in bed with them.
I hope
I'm getting a cut of Sorsby's bets.
I just hope that somehow the Big 12 and just the other teams get together and just they're the ones now. We'll see how much hair down there these other teams have, because right now everyone's mad and everyone's pissed and everyone's speaking out. But do you actually have the guts to go?
You got baby nuts.
Do you have guts to see it through and tell Texas Tech to go cram it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how you do that, but
Don't play them.
it will just like not show up
Yeah, the Big 12
and
can
forfeit your own game.
just get together and be like, we're not doing this. NCAA committee, you know what? You can not put them in the NCAA committee should just come out and be like, hey, any game that Sorsby plays, we're going to view it differently. What would stop that? Say, hey, we're just, we're going to consider. They kept Florida State out of the national championship simply by saying, man, we don't like it. We don't like, we're going to make a judgment call. So the committee members should just come out and be like, under no circumstances are we going to view a game that Brendan Sorsby plays in as legitimate. There is a line to be drawn here, and this is why it bothers me with the whole congressional thing. The Cody Campbells of the world talk out both sides of their ass because he's sitting here saying that college sports need to be saved. Meanwhile, he's bankrolling this crap. But this is my point. College football can save itself. It can. The only thing stopping college football from saving itself is their own members. Because every time there's an opportunity to stand up and actually do what's right and have some form of integrity and actually follow some set of rules, a Texas Tech goes and does this, or a North Carolina does that. I mean, you would think that a college, a public institution, I'll go to the North Carolina one, right? North Carolina, which actually is a really good school. North Carolina is not a football factory. That is a really respected institution. They got caught running a fake major for years and years and years. And no one at that school was bothered by it. No one in higher education actually thought to themselves, you know what? No. I understand that we have athletics for a reason, but this is a bridge too far. You're actually attacking the core value of what this institution is. Instead, they made an argument that because every student, had they wanted to, could have signed up for that fake major, no one should be punished for it. So again, there's another example of a university not having the balls to say, we're better than this. And so the idea that you need Congress to fix something that you can fix, but you can't because you have no backbone, no spine, no soul, no moral fiber whatsoever, this is a chance. This is a chance for the institutions and the teams to stand up and say, we're finally going to say no. There is a bridge too far.
All right, let's get to Stack Watch on the Fan. Let's go.
Blake Oswego.
It's Primetime Stock Watch. What's all the hype? Are Isaac and Suk buying it or calling BS and unloading it fast?
Sounds to me like you guys are a couple of bookies.
Is the hype accurate or a bunch of hot gas? Before you buy or sell, listen close.
It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you've got the stock market beat. But the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his shorts are too tight in the seat.
Primetime Stock Watch is brought to you by 1-800-DIVORCE. When you need to take stock of your rights, 1-800-DIVORCE is on your side. Call 1-800-DIVORCE today.
That's right. You want a divorce from that bitch?
That's right. Let's
call him
do
up.
it.
Here's Stevie Fire.
Good segue there.
Who does not want a divorce?
I don't. No.
He might, but if he did, he couldn't say it.
Well, how about this?
Blink
maybe
twice.
maybe the Spurs want to divorce from the NBA Finals, down 2-0 going into this game. Now, this question is based on if the Knicks win the series and how it goes on. But right now, Jalen Brunson's leading the way for the Knicks, averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, only shooting 34% from the field and 23.5% from 3, while Karl Anthony Towns averaging 19.5 points, 12.5 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 55.5% from the field. Also, Karl Anthony Towns, when he's guarding Wemby's shooting 7 of 19, but according to DraftKings, Jalen Brunson's still the favorite to win Finals MVP at plus 110, Cat plus 170. Buy or sell, guys. If the Knicks win the championship, Karl Anthony Towns should be the one who should be the MVP.
It's tough to say because obviously there's 2 more games to go. But I feel like right now, if this is a 2-game series, Karl Anthony Towns should be the MVP. I do. I think obviously Brunson in the Game 1 heroics was incredible. But I just think the steady play of Karl Anthony Towns and the ability to wear out and at least neutralize and play Wemby to a draw, and I think he's been better than that. To me, so far through 2 games, Karl Anthony Towns is the MVP for the Knicks.
Yeah, I would say it's not close, but it is.
Sure.
Because Brunson won them Game 1.
Yep.
But, like you said, he's only shooting 34%. He was cheeks in Game 2 until he hit...
not shooting 3 well either.
Yeah, he hit that one shot that was huge in Game 2 that I think maybe tied it or gave him the lead, and then Wemby had the turnover, and, that was that. So you got to give Brunson a lot of credit. The guy is, he's a monster, but I just think with Wemby being the best player in the series, Karl Anthony Towns has a much tougher job.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. Like, he is so perfect to guard Wemby. Like, find me. You were gone that last Monday. You were out. Mm-hmm. Stevie Fire and I were debating, like, if you could bring one player back in history to guard Wemby, what archetype of player? Like, who do you want? And, all the names came up, but we ended up settling on guys like Dennis Rodman and Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Like shorter, stockier guys.
Yeah, but Karl Anthony Towns never
great job.
came up in that conversation. Dude, he is a good fit against Wemby. That's not to say, Wemby could just smoke him tonight.
Sure.
But just his athleticism and size, I think he should win the MVP if it were tonight.
And he has a chance to turn around a narrative. Karl Anthony Towns is a guy that has been dealt multiple times. Portland was always rumored, and half the people didn't want him, and he's viewed as unserious, and he has been crapped on for a lot of his career as being one of the NBA guys that make a lot of money and that you don't really want on your team. He's got a chance to take that narrative and flip it on its ear And that doesn't mean, by the way, that those criticisms of him weren't valid, but it also doesn't mean that you can't rise to the occasion, that you can't grow and mature and have a breakout moment this late in your career. And it feels like this is his opportunity.
You're so right about that, because I was just sitting there thinking of, like, you mentioned unserious, and that is the definition of James Harden.
Yes.
And it's like, it is just a testament to an unserious guy like Karl-Anthony Towns. There's a lot of guys in the NBA who unfortunately fall into this category. Mm-hmm. If they get on the right team, you can make them get their stuff together. Yeah. You can make them care. Now, I don't think you can with James Harden, which is why we've all written off James Harden.
Sure.
But with Karl-Anthony Towns, we kind of thought you couldn't. And look at this. He joins Villanova University, and all of a sudden, he's the man. So I'm with you on that. I think he deserves a ton of credit. Now, we're talking like they've already won the series.
Right.
So let's slow down a little bit.
That's why I preface it.
Because we did this with the Thunder, too, and they lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. And the talent's never been questioned with Karl-Anthony Towns. It's always the head. He gets a lot of offensive fouls. He makes a lot of mistakes, but he's been awesome. And I'm with Suk. I feel like he's been the best player in this series the first 2 games. So we'll see how it is. I do like the Spurs tonight, though. Hey, how about this, guys? World Cup starts this week.
Oh, yeah.
Get excited.
Thursday,
Go
right?
Spain.
Now, I was looking this up today. Team USA, they have the 14th best odds to win the whole thing, so pretty much no chance. Spain, France, England, Portugal, top 4, and then Brazil, Argentina tied for 5th best odds. ESPN put out their top 50 players in the World Cup. You know how many USA had?
0.
Yeah. NBC did the same thing, top 25, 0 players for USA. So guys, buy or sell. Because Team USA is not a quote-unquote true threat to win the World Cup, and they don't have any of the most popular players, it's okay to be American and root for another country.
I'm going to say
like
no.
when they play America.
No,
I don't.
No,
That's
They play in Argentina. I'm rooting for Messi, dog.
I don't like that. I will say this. I'll go first on this one.
Yeah.
Because my opinion is steadfast on this. I don't think you could get me to root for, when it comes to the country thing, like, teams are different in leagues like hockey. Like, you can grab me. Like, the Carolina Hurricanes have grabbed me. Hell, even the Knicks have kind of grabbed,
Yeah.
But when it comes to the country, the Olympics, you're not getting me off USA.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not happening. Like, who the hell am I going to root for? Well, I do have money on Spain and also a little sprinkle on Argentina.
Right. So that's
but no, if they play USA,
they play Argentina and Messi in the knockout round, you're rooting for America?
Yes, 100%, 1,000%. That would be huge if they beat him and them in the knockout round. Yes. Now, if USA's out of it, now I have a handy little rooting interest.
Yeah. I like where you're going with that.
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah. So that's how
I feel the same way.
That's how I feel.
I want things that can bring people together.
That's how I feel.
It certainly doesn't feel like there's a lot of stuff that can bring us together, and sports can do that. And that's why I thought the U.S. Olympic hockey thing was so cool. And most of my favorite players are Canadian. In fact, the vast majority of my players are Canadian. But in that moment, I'm not rooting against my country. And I thought it was awesome right up until we decided that we weren't going to let that be awesome anymore, and we were going to turn that into something dumb. But no, you root.
Doesn't matter that they have
I don't
they have
care.
A chance. No chance, and none of their players are the most popular players.
You root for your country.
Yeah.
They don't know the best players on the
I don't
team.
care.
Dude, you
that
never know.
That makes it all the more sweet.
And listen, you kind of do know, but you never really know. Like, sports.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that hockey team that won out of nowhere?
Sports is sports.
What was that team?
USA?
No, the hockey team not hockey, sorry. The
about-
soccer team, Leicester City or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Remember that? Like,
yeah.
one of the biggest underdogs in history,
Yes.
all of a sudden win. You never know.
You never know. And here's the thing about the
Come
U.S.
on.
You don't even have to win the World
Stevie
Cup.
Freedom.
If you just find a way to
right.
make a run,
Yeah.
you can capture the hearts of the country.
100%.
And God knows we need it right now.
I mean, if our team, and I don't know, if our team gets into if they get out of the what are the stages?
Group stage.
Group
Yeah.
stage, yeah.
If they get out of the group stage, isn't that
Yeah, get to the
like
knockout
you
round.
already have like people
Yes.
fired up about you and ready to watch and they'll probably lose, and we know that, but that doesn't stop us from cheering them on.
No. Get to the knockout round. Make a run, right? Make us believe for a little bit. Get on board.
Yeah, Stevie
USA.
Freedom.
Was that more Stevie Woke?
That
or
was Stevie
Freedom?
Woke.
That was Stevie Woke.
All right.
The hell.
Well, we'll go a quick one here. As Suk said, we got to find things that put us together. I think we're all against Brendan Sorsby, and he is eligible. According to Ross Dellinger, multiple Big 12 ADs have had serious talks about not playing Texas Tech Georgia AD Josh Brooks said there should be conversations about playing or not playing tech in any sport, not just football, any sport. One Big 12 athletic director who requested to be anonymous called it the lowest point in my time in college sports. So, guys, buy or sell. The Big 12 should boycott playing Texas Tech if Brendan Sorsby is playing.
Yes. I think
adds to the mess of college
everybody.
athletics.
Oregon State, cancel your game. Everybody. Send a clear message for Cody Campbell, who believes that this is the NCAA's fault and not his own. This is my point. At every turn, the NCAA that says they need all this help can be fixed by their own institutions doing the right thing. And I've never seen something in college sports where everyone agrees that this is the wrong thing to do, to let him play. Everyone should bail from these games. The other Big 12 teams should unite and say, nope, we're not going to play. You want to be you against everybody and play by your own things? Cool. No one, you go play by yourself then. Go schedule Abilene Christian because none of the rest of us are going to play you. F off. I think, and it would force Texas Tech to cut bait with him. And I do think that people are going to have a strong consideration, and I hope they have the backbone to go through with it.
Yeah, I think in theory, I agree with all that. I just don't know how that would work logistically. Like what?
It'd be tough.
Yeah, like what happens? Like everybody just plays one less game. Texas Tech plays no games.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. In the end, I don't think Brendan Sorsby's going to play, and that will be the solution.
Yeah.
How we get there, I have no idea. But we also thought we wouldn't be here. So, these things are shockingly unpredictable.
Yeah.
So, that's how I feel about that.
That's how I feel.
About that.
It is how you feel.
All right. There's your Stock Watch brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Yeah. When it comes to divorce, custody, or child support issues, trust Goldberg Jones to help. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, guys.
2 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on. There you go.
Yeah. That's true for the ladies, too. The
100%.
wives. 2 off, 2 on, 2 off, 1 on, 2 off.
That's the schedule.
3 on.
We keep, me and the missus, we keep to a tight schedule. I'm like, hey, it's 2 on tonight.
1-800-DIVORCE, phone questions answered at no charge. In the news is next. We have a notable local death when we return. But first, Window Nation, where right now, if you need some windows at your house, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 more free. And let's say you need 8,000 windows. Well, half of them would be free. You can replace all the windows in your home and get half of them free. Every 4 you buy, you get 4 more free and 0 down payments because 8,000 windows probably cost you a lot of money. Even though you're saving 50%, it's still a lot of windows. But you get 0 down payments, no payments or interest for 2 years, so you can kick the can down the road for a couple of years as well and not have to pay anything. Remember, experts are reporting that windows retain 80% of their value. Now would be a great time to get them replaced as we head into the warmer months where you can save a bunch of money on your energy bills when the AC is a-cranking. They have an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 45,000 5-star reviews. That's a lot of 5-star reviews. So listen, schedule a fast, free consultation now at windownation.com. Please tell them you heard it from me here on The Fan. Window Nation is a proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project. License number OR 249065.
Now, here's a quick look at Portland traffic.
Well, good afternoon. We do see slow traffic still on I-205 northbound from Powell leading out to Killingsworth. And if you're heading towards the Interstate Bridge, you're going to find northbound I-5 delay starting before Lombard. With a look at traffic, I'm Joe Hoskinson.
This traffic report brought to you by
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Hear that? That's the sound of another savvy driver rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning.
from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction. It's going to prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating its rules on sports gambling. So Sorsby is now currently eligible to play next season for the Red Raiders after his 2-game suspension, which he and his attorneys have proposed. Texas Tech does travel to Corvallis to take on the Beavs, though, in Week 2. Kansas City Chiefs bringing back a familiar face. They're signing cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. It's going to be a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. Try to help out that defense. NBA Finals Game 3 is in New York tonight. Going to be a madhouse. Knicks up 2-0 in that series over the Spurs already. Knicks, though, only a 1.5-point favorite as we head into Game 3. In Oregon baseball, their season ended last night in the Super Regional. They lost to Texas 6-5 down in Austin. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back. It's nice to have you along. It really is. Hope you're staying dry out there. 'Cause it's wet. It's raining in the Northwest. Can you believe that?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, and it's June 8th, 2026. It is time now for In the News. I'm your noted and humble newsman. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. What do we have for you today, you ask?
Talk to me.
Today is Best Friends Day.
Oh, shout out to the best friends. Do you have a best friend or do you have best friends?
No, I would say best friends.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes to pick one.
Well, yeah, and I think...
it's like family. You just,
it kind of... It changes, doesn't it?
Sure.
Like, you know...
Yeah, guys move on or, different life circumstances.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're still not close to that person, but you kind of go through ebbs and flows with who you may see more. Totally get that.
It is also Jelly-Filled Donut Day.
Ooh, when's the last time you had a jelly?
I get them from time to time.
Do you?
Well, if I'm picking out donuts,
Yeah.
I will always throw in a jelly. Always.
Yeah.
But I haven't picked out donuts in a while. Although I will say we've had donuts here.
Yeah.
I don't know where they come from, but they just show up.
Sure.
I'll go for the jelly.
Will you?
Yeah.
I try to avoid those, just donuts in general. But if I am going to splurge, it's never a jelly. I'll get a fritter.
Did you try any of those vegan donuts they had in there the other day?
No. If you're going to be less of a fat ass, one of the things you should not do is eat donuts when they show up at your office.
That big fat
It's funny. Patrick Harris that day, he was hanging around the office and he said something about he's like you're looking trim, and I was like just last year I'm trying to go down a little bit at a time, like getting slim by 50 is my goal. And he goes, yeah, I need to do all that. And he was talking about trying to be healthy. He was asking me some stuff. And then I was sitting in there and he comes walking through and walks to the donuts. I was like, that's start number one.
He's like, I was there and I did not mention, hey, I'm trying to get skinny because I'm just fat and it's fine.
Well, you don't need to donut shame Patrick.
No, but he had just, Steven was there. He had just talked to me about trying to
mind your own business.
He wanted some hints.
He asked me. I didn't ask him.
He wanted hints, and you're like, bring your own food, eat your own, nice food.
Yeah.
Try not to go out and get a bunch of junk.
Walk more.
Walk.
He
He's
walked.
Not going to do any of that.
He did walk.
He asked.
To the kitchen, though.
And he was making a beeline for the donuts, and he kind of looked at me, and I was like, we literally just talked about this.
And he shamed him, though. Don't shame.
I didn't shame. I just...
Shame.
Nah.
Shame.
Nah.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Not a shame. I only said something because we had that conversation 20 minutes before.
So Saturday night, we're going to walk Patrick naked through the streets of downtown Portland, shaming him.
No, he didn't eat the donut.
For his...
With the donut on his head.
No.
We're going to throw donuts.
No, I do believe, had I not been... I did not shame him, but I think he felt guilty that he was taking the donut in front of me.
Had he not had that conversation, would he have eaten the donut?
100%.
Yeah. Oh, guaranteed.
100%.
Now, did you know that... I don't know if this was the same set of donuts. Those were vegan donuts.
It was the same set of donuts.
It was?
I did not know those were vegan donuts.
Yeah, so I came in and I cut off a little... I broke off a little piece.
Yeah, a little slice.
Of one and ate it. And I was like, and I don't want to say where they're from.
Yeah.
But I was like,
something's off.
I was like, what?
That tastes like broccoli.
Very good.
Yeah.
And then later in the night, I found out from one of our employees that those were vegan donuts, and it's like, oh, that makes more sense because that did not taste like I thought it should taste.
I had vegan ice cream once and wasn't aware that it was vegan ice cream, and I said the same thing. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, is this like the worst flavor? And I was like, oh, it's vegan ice cream. Vegan donuts. Okay.
Where were we?
I don't know. We hadn't gotten to the news. We were just talking about what day it was.
Got a lot of friends that are fat.
It's Jelly Donut Day. If you're going to eat a donut, get a fritter. It's the superior donut. Maybe a maple bone.
This pertains to nothing, but a hot air balloon landed at Par Lumber yesterday.
I don't think that's where hot air balloons are supposed to land.
Kind of a cool place to land if you need some fencing or something.
Sure. I bet you. I love the smell of a lumber yard.
Maybe somebody just took their hot air balloon over to Par Lumber for a quick...
it's kind of badass.
They had to run some errands, and they just fired up their hot air balloon.
Does
First stop, Par Lumber.
Does Par Lumber have a place to...
Well, it's I don't know if you've been there.
You can?
They got balloon parking?
Yeah. Balloon parking. I like that. Now, that's good. No. But, it's a big lumber yard, so there's a lot of space.
Yeah.
And, this one, this was the Par Lumber in Newburgh. So.
What happens when the hot air balloon lands? Like,
I don't know.
That's it. That's
the
whole
really
story?
It. Yeah.
That's the whole story.
Yeah, it says no injuries were reported. Workers rushed to the descending balloon, guiding it away from stacks of wood pallets and other materials.
So does the hot air balloon take off again, or do they?
I don't know. It sounds like it was an emergency landing. It was an unexpected landing. So perhaps it needs to deflate and be
slow weekend if that's your story.
Carried off.
Didn't hurt anybody. Didn't break anything. Just landed.
Yeah, it's just kind of
if I was at Par Lumber and I saw a hot air balloon coming in, it'd be the highlight of my day.
You getting in?
Oh no.
No, God no. No.
I've said many a times. There's two things that I will not take to the skies. Yeah. Actually, three.
I'm with you.
Single propeller planes. That's a no.
Yeah. One engine is one engine too few.
Bingo. I'm anti-helicopter. No. Maybe like a military guy, but like regular, let's go on a sightseeing tour helicopter. Nope. Kobe. And then the third, and maybe the most important one, under no circumstances am I getting in that wicker basket and taking a Willy Wonka Wizard of Oz joyride out to the Yellow Brick Road.
Some fan that was like, hey, Big Zook, want to get in my
no
my balloon?
He calls you Zook.
Yeah. Am I wearing a purple top hat and I'm going to go teach some kids to read when I land? No, we're not doing that.
What if the guy...
I don't need the whimsy of a hot air balloon. I have other things in my life.
What if the guy was a huge fan and said, Zook, I'll give you tickets to the Knicks game 4 free.
We're pulling up to Madison Square Garden in a hot air balloon.
Yeah. I'm not going.
We're going to fly to New York.
No.
We'll get there in time for next year's
final. We'll take the crosswinds. Don't worry, we'll be fine. No, under no... I cannot think of a realistic circumstance where I would get in a hot air balloon.
I'm with you. Those things
it is my number one aviation no-go.
Well, and not only that, but there's fire up there.
Exactly.
Wait, let's just add fire.
Right? There's gas and there's fire and combustibles, and it's a wicker basket.
The baskets aren't big either.
What could go wrong?
No.
Like everything. You just look down. You're just supposed to look down. I would be so scared.
Everything.
Bob Packwood is dead.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That is a significant death.
No.
He died. Now, he is the Republican senator, Oregon guy, who had to resign amid sexual assault investigation back in...
Was it assault? I thought he just had inappropriate relationships.
It was sexual assault. This was in...
So I remembered Bob Packwood for Scandal, but a lesser Scandal.
In the 90s.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he was 93 years old. Apparently he was down in California, maybe?
So after the Scandal, he just disappeared, right? I never heard from him again.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't...
Yeah. Well, nowadays you can.
Well, you can, yeah.
See, Bob was just born in the wrong time. Now, a sexual scandal, that's not forcing you to resign.
Well, initially he was seen as an advocate for women's rights, and he championed reproductive rights and such. But, yeah. Former staffers and lobbyists alleged decades worth of uninvited sexual advances, including grabbing and kissing women.
Oh, yeah, I see it here on Politico. A long history of sexual assault and harassment.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Oh.
including underage interns.
All right, well.
Many staffers left. One saying, quote, he couldn't seem to help himself. I cannot tell you how many times or how many people sat down with him and said, you are going to come to a bad end. All your career's work on women's issues and on progressive issues is going to turn to dust. End quote.
How about that?
Yeah, and it did.
See, it's funny that I remember that from a kid, but I just always thought it was like inappropriate relationships. I didn't know that he was Uncle Touchy.
Yeah.
Dude, isn't that a crazy, like, you've got life made and you just...
Don't we all know that guy, though?
Absolutely. He just can't keep his hands.
He cannot stop.
Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
And I don't think he thinks there's anything inappropriate about it.
Yeah, it is that weird guy that is like, well, because you hear that. He's like, we can't even hit on girls anymore nowadays. No, you can. You just can't grab their breasts and be like, whoa, what's
That's how I flirt, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah. It's the Bill
I'm just saying
O'Reillys
you're
of the world.
Apparently, he became a lobbyist after he was ousted. And he helped kickstart the Oregon GOP's annual Dorchester Conference, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think I've read too far. Look,
Probably.
He died. 93.
So he did some good things, and he did a lot of bad things. So, I don't know. Maybe he's going to go somewhere and he can figure that out. Go to some sort of purgatory.
Yeah, maybe they have rehab up in heaven.
There you go. Good luck, Bob.
He can hang with Shia LaBeouf.
Nah.
Of course, he's not there yet.
Nah. Yeah, give him time.
Coming up next, I've got some interstate bridge news for you.
Is it gone up again?
Well, it's going to be a toll bridge.
I know. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about tolling based on your income level. Which
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to bring your W-2 with you?
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they were talking about doing out the one in Oregon City, and they were talking about doing it this one. Like, you'll get a little card, and if you don't make enough, then you can go by free. But if you make I bet you it's like if you make more than $12 an hour, hey, we're gonna toll the hell out of you.
Sometimes it pays to be poor, guys.
Yeah. You win on this one.
Yeah.
Big Sook, on the other hand, he's not even be able to afford to come into work.
He's
He
got to
makes
pay
so much
for me.
money.
No.
He is.
Don't get me started on this effing bridge.
So
The
we'll get to
bridge
that.
is my Brandon Sorsby. It really is.
We'll get to that next. We also have the largest pothole settlement in Oregon history coming up. So I looked up, well, I didn't look it up. I asked ChatGPT how long it would take for you to get from Portland to New York City in a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And there's, ChatGPT is only claiming 5 to 10 days if we have perfect winds.
Okay.
So we can't get you there for Game 4.
No.
But maybe...
Well, there wouldn't be a Game 7. There would be a Game 6.
Maybe Game 6?
No.
The clincher, though. It could be a clincher.
Now, you have to have perfect winds because they say if you don't have the winds...
Yeah, I'm going to end up somewhere in
Omaha. You end up
in
Florida.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like that. Like, they're kind of at the mercy of the wind.
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz? I'm not ending up there. Although, you know what? You can do a lot worse than hanging out in Oz. I'd side with the witch. I kind of like the witch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like you'd thrive in Oz.
I think I'd do some.
I think you'd do well.
It wouldn't be good for Oz.
No.
But, you know, we'd get into some stuff. Give me some flying monkeys. I get that hot witch. She's better when she's green. This controversial statement. In the Wicked movies, the green witch, hotter than the good witch.
You would have so many of those little monkeys as just like pals running around.
Yeah, I got goats that can talk, and, you know, let's do this.
It is June 8, 2026. It is in the news. Study finds. Of course, studyfinds.org, one of my favorite websites.
It's good stuff.
But this does not come from studyfinds.org. No.
This is local here.
A local study. An in-progress traffic study has confirmed that tolling the interstate bridge will generate enough revenue to meet the $1.5 billion target set by the replacement project's financial plan, in spite of an initial loss of what appears to be about a third of the bridge's current traffic. That's according to a report delivered Friday at a joint meeting of the Oregon and Washington State Transportation Commissions.
Now, I'm 2/3 an idiot, but what the hell are they talking about there?
Well, they're saying because they're tolling, they're going to lose. So they have to project the monies that they're going to make from the toll.
Sure.
And they're saying that they're going to lose about a third of their traffic because people just aren't going to pay the tolls. They're going to stop driving up there.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
So you take out a third of your traffic. They still think, and they didn't say how much, but they still think, depending on what they toll, they will hit their $1.5 billion target that they want.
So they want $1.5 billion over over what period of time?
Well, let's read on, shall we?
Because I know they can't toll the 205. I don't think they can toll the Glen Jackson Bridge, but what places do is they just toll the exit right after it.
So tolls would range from $1.55 to $3.20 throughout the day. The most expensive plan would start at $2 and go up to $4.70.
Yeah. I wonder what that's going to do to interstate travel. Like, people in Portland are already hesitant to come into Vancouver.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me you got to
It's
fork
a good
over
question.
a couple bucks.
But I got to tell you, I come from a place where there was tolls.
Yeah.
And
you don't care.
You think nothing of it.
Yeah, you just
pay.
You get the fast pass and move on.
Exactly.
Well, for the most part, I go over the 205 bridge, but they'll toll that. I guarantee it. They'll toll the I-5, and people will be like me. I'll be like, cool, because I can go either way, and I almost always go over the 205, and they will just set up a toll booth, like right there, like it's Sandy, because I don't think they can toll the bridge on that one. I read that somewhere that for whatever reason they can't toll that bridge, but they'll get you. They'll get you one way or another. Noel told Tina that bitch.
So we're now at $14.4 billion to that's the financial estimate.
And by the way, that's such horse crap
of cost.
It'll be more like 17. I love how that they're trying to put it on the low end.
I'm on the record as saying 30.
Yeah, there's no way
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's not coming anywhere near 14. But cool, with your sweet tolls, that ought to pay for it.
Maybe I said 25. I don't know. But what are you gonna do? Swim across? You're gonna pay it.
You're gonna pay it. Yeah.
Hot air balloon across.
Hot air balloon. Yeah.
Nice.
Get a ferry system over there.
Maybe it's not a bad plan after all.
Yeah, and lobby the work to just let me do it from home.
Isaac and Sug's hot air service.
Yeah, we could start we could set it up right there on the.
Right.
What's that? Isn't that?
You talking about?
What's that old reenactment area over there? The old fort.
Fort Vancouver?
Yeah, we're going to set it up right there.
I will say that if you are looking to hot air balloon, it does feel like Fort Vancouver is prime hot air balloon sort of location. Nothing else is going on in there. What are you going to go in there and churn butter? I like it. Get some hot air balloons, float my ass across the river.
Yeah. I love that. That's a good idea.
I like where we're going.
So there's that. This is the largest pothole settlement in Oregon history.
Been looking to get my hands on some pothole money for a while.
Yeah, Suk actively drives over the same pothole to try to get money from the city.
There was one. It's like right off of like 3rd and like maybe like 3rd and Clay. If you'll know, like if you're going to the Keller, you will see it. It's like 2 feet deep, and like you don't even see it coming, and you forget that it's there, and next thing you know, it wrecked one of my tires, so I had to replace the both front ones. And because it's an all-wheel drive, they were like, well, you're going to have to get all 4 done, otherwise it's going to be weird. Like $1,200 later, that effing pothole cost me. And it's been there forever, and they don't do a damn thing about it.
Do you find that if you drive over the same roads, like you just, your commute, like a daily thing where you hit the same roads?
Yeah.
Do you find that you don't even have to think about it? You avoid potholes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're there and you just steer away from them.
Yes.
And then you're stunned when they're actually filled in. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what?
Oh, I guess I can drive over that spot now.
I can tell you at least 4 potholes on my day-to-day commute that I know that they're there. And you're like, nope, that one's to be avoided.
A Portland woman who drove over a pothole, slamming her head into the ceiling of her car, has secured what appears to be the largest settlement in city history related to injuries sustained from uneven pavement on nearly 5,000 miles of municipal streets. Her name is Jillian Conroy, and Jillian will receive $3.6 million United States dollars.
How about that?
For the life-altering brain injury and other wounds she suffered.
I don't even want that. I just wanted $1,200. And by the way, who's confirming? The pothole and you had a brain injury that was like, it just seems a little.
I might be the dumbest person in the world.
Seems a little.
Seems a little what?
Seems
what
a
are you
bit.
trying to
It seems
say?
a bit much.
You're saying she's lying?
How do you end up with a life-altering traumatic brain injury because you went over a pothole? How fast were you going over this pothole? Where is this pothole?
She probably bet on her own team.
I'd like to see this pothole. That just seems like a lot.
This was 2022. The tires of her car dipped into a 6-inch deep by 2-foot wide hole in the asphalt along Southwest Capitol Highway, just south of Interstate 5.
Okay. 6 inches. That's a decent sized pothole.
Conroy originally sued the city, but Portland in turn filed suit against internet provider Astound Broadband and Timber State Drilling and Construction for cutting into the roadway to access underground cables. The city contended that the companies then filled one of the holes with an asphalt patch, but the city said the patch rapidly deteriorated, forming a pothole within 3 weeks. So Astound Broadband will pay $1.5 million. Timber State will pay $2.1 million. Both companies declined to comment for this story.
Hey, good for her. I'm questioning the traumatic brain injury off a 6-inch pothole. I'm telling you, that pothole over there off like 3rd, that's more than 6 inches. And I bottomed out on that thing. Aren't you wearing like seatbelt? Like what? I don't know. The thing said it sounds suspicious. Sounds suspicious.
Yeah, she said she was wearing a seatbelt. Even so, she said the experience was so jarring that she was utterly disoriented in the seconds afterwards. Basically, the next thing I recall is that I was looking into my rearview mirror trying to figure out what just happened because I thought I was in an explosion. Like an IED or something just blew up. She said she was nauseous and confused. She said she pulled out her cell phone, but I couldn't remember how to use my phone. I didn't even know my password.
I'm not buying it.
She added that her head and her ears hurt. I knew something was very wrong because I felt disembodied. It was a very odd feeling, she said.
3.6 million. So she had the worst concussion known to man. I'm claiming shenanigans.
Tell you what, you taking that for 3.6 mil?
Well, yeah, because I don't think she's disabled.
No, but what if it was? What if
I don't think she is.
What if she were?
Then no.
You taking it?
If it's permanent brain damage?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't talk about her symptoms now. It just talked about what she felt at the time.
I've been knocked unconscious twice, finished both games, been God knows how many other ones I've had, and I never got anything. So yes.
My eyes are very
$3.6 million to feel really bad after a concussion. Sign me the F up.
She originally sought $3.66 million and later upped it to $10 million. For pain and suffering.
I should have sued. I should have sued for that. My set of tires. That's all I wanted.
She
set of
said
tires.
she had no ability to carry on with her life as she once had.
That is such a.
Her lawsuit also said she accumulated $66,000 in medical bills. She expected another $500,000 in future medical expenses, plus $2 million in lost future earnings because the injuries were interfering with her ability to do work.
Let me state for the record, ma'am, you are full of crap.
She also suffered tinnitus, a torn rotator cuff, and many cuts, scrapes, and bruises.
Did not. You tore your rotator cuff?
That's what it says here.
How? You didn't wreck the car. A 6-inch pothole. And we paid her as a city. We paid her.
No, we did not. The two private companies paid her.
Two private companies. My God. That story pisses me off. I should have sued. I should have just gone. Should have gone for it.
Says here
I have too many principles. I'm too honest.
She was represented by Ken and Donnie of the Advocate. Oh, how about that?
I will say that if you ride a bicycle or a motorcycle, you become keenly aware of potholes. Like you especially if you're riding like on city streets, you cannot sleep on that thing for a second. In cars, it's a little easier to kind of, you can kind of forget about it.
All right, that's it. That's it. That's all we have time for. That is in the news for June 8, 2026, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. All right, headlines are next, and we get back to the NBA Finals.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Stone Creek Golf Club, Oregon's best public course under $100. StoneCreekGolfClub.net. First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction. It's going to prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating his rules on sports gambling. So now Sorsby is currently eligible to play for the Red Raiders, of course, after he serves his 2-game suspension, which he and his lawyers proposed to the NCAA. Texas Tech does, though, travel to Corvallis in Week 2 to take on the Bees. Kansas City Chiefs bringing in a familiar face in cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. Signed him to a 1-year deal worth $5 million, help out that defensive backfield. NBA Finals Game 3 in New York in about 35 minutes or so. Knicks up 2-0 in that series over the Spurs, but the Knicks still only a 1.5-point favorite in this game. And Oregon's baseball season has come to an end. They lost in the Austin Super Regional last night against the Texas Longhorns, losing 6-5 in that one. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
All right. Welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Monday. We're your sportsmen back in the saddle here. My name is Isaac. Hi.
Still a half hour away from this NBA tip. Then New York, an 8:30 tip. That's
late.
That is late on a Monday night.
That's a big secret over there. Look at him.
Right here.
Stevie Freedom has turned back into Stevie Woke today.
Unbelievable.
As he would not root for Team USA in the World Cup.
Yeah, because we're not very good. Who are you? I don't think you're rooting for anyone. Or are you just gambling?
I literally was just proposing the question. Of course, I root for Team USA. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, now he's changing his tune.
Yeah, well.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Chile's in it. I usually root for Chile because my friend is Chilean.
Yeah.
So I root for them.
They're
but,
in there, aren't they?
I
don't know.
I
stumbled
into there's a bar up here that I drink at quite a bit, and I stumbled in there one. I don't know. It was like either Friday or Saturday. I went cruising in there, and it was packed. And there was like nothing going on. I was like, what the hell? And it was a Chilean soccer match. And they were playing it. And all the Chilean bros were up there. And let me tell you, you get a chance to watch a soccer game with the Chilean brothers, do it. Those guys are
wild, bro.
They are phenomenal. And they were all decked out like in the fancy like curved cowboy shoes and like big hats. Those guys were awesome. Like half of them didn't speak English, and I don't care. That was one of the best times I've had. And that day, I became a Chilean soccer fan.
I have very bad news.
What do we got?
Chile.
Yeah.
Did not qualify.
Oh!
For the World Cup.
I guess I have to root for America then.
Third straight World Cup they have missed.
Damn it.
I bet those bros that you hung out with are pissed.
Yeah. They took their soccer very, very seriously.
Well, yeah. I love the vibe of the World Cup. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Starts on what? Thursday, right? We get
I don't know.
I think Thursday.
I don't know.
The U.S. doesn't start on Thursday.
I think it's Thursday, yeah.
I think U.S. is either Friday or Saturday we play our first one. But the Thursday, I think the games actually start.
All right. What do we got going on here? You son of a bitch. Well, Brendan Sorsby is now eligible to play. Head's under the carpet.
Temporarily.
Shock level.
But it sounds like unless there's some sort of miracle and they speed up the appeals process, his next appeals date is in February.
But I mean, listen, and I often do this to you.
Yeah.
I will always say, and it's not because I think I know.
Yeah.
I just know that I know nothing. And I also know that it's never as we predict.
Yeah.
It's never as the group thinks. Seemingly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I told you, because I do this to you all the time, I'll say, I'll bet you, like, for example, Chauncey Billups doesn't serve. Like, Steven and I are on the same page here. We don't think Chauncey Billups will serve time. You think he will?
I do.
Okay. Another one is, if I said when Sorsby, because I remember the day that it all came out that Sorsby had been betting. It was a huge story.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, that guy will never play in college football again. There's no way.
Yeah.
And you said it, and I said it. Everybody said it.
Yeah.
If I had said, in my normal sort of just taking the contrarian, you never know point of view, if I had said, I'll bet you he plays, you would have said, dude, you're crazy.
100%.
There's no chance.
No. I have never.
And then even after the ruling, where he's ineligible, the NCAA wins.
Yeah.
I come on here, I'm like, dude, Sorsby's gonna play. You'd be like,
I would have
Rob,
laughed.
why am I even doing a show with you?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
And
here we are.
Here we are.
He's gonna play.
I truly believed in my heart of hearts, as bad as things have gotten for the NCAA, that there was one line that wouldn't be crossed. And not just gambling, but gambling on your sport and gambling on your team. There's just no way.
But this is Texas.
This is Texas.
Who do you think I am?
And I guess all it takes is one friendly judge. I will say, I'm still not convinced that he ever suits up for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
The backlash that is coming from this, every now and then something happens and you know that it's a game changer. And that's more than 6 inches. And I bottomed out on that thing. For God's sakes.
Wow.
Really?
Is that from today's program?
Yeah.
It was the pothole. Oh my
There's
God.
a couple.
That's amazing.
There's a couple pothole drops. One I don't know if I can play. It's a little graphic.
I love it.
I could probably play it.
Let's just play it.
All right, hold on.
See
here.
what happens.
Let me pull it up here.
Unbelievable.
This is going to be bad.
Oh, hold on. Restart. Whoa. Here we go.
Dipped into a 6-inch deep by 2-foot wide hole in the asphalt. Oh, come on.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
That doesn't even work. That edit didn't even work. That doesn't work. You have to delete that immediately. Or I'm
right
suing.
in there.
I'm suing
Jeez
for
Louise.
$3.6 million.
I mean, I did cut off the asphalt part.
What? Yeah. Oh, I know you cut it off right at the fault part.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing.
Rob said it.
We're well aware of what you're doing. That's more than 6 inches. And I bottomed out on that thing.
That's great.
God bless America.
Okay, where were we? He won't play.
Yeah, because I just...
Yeah, I agree with you.
The backlash. You have Big 12 teams, supposedly 10 of the 10 already that are like, we don't want to play him. The commissioner coming out and saying, hey, I understand, like, this is bad. We're looking into this. We're meeting with chancellors and ADs right now. Georgia apparently has said under no circumstances will they play Texas Tech in any sport. I mean, you just go through the amount of...
Okay, but wait a minute. See, if they meet Texas Tech in the playoff, you're telling me they're not going to play them.
Well, they would, but I mean, he said they're not going to schedule them in any sport. All I'm saying is every now and then you get something that is so universal that you realize that there's no coming back from it. And it feels like the outpouring of anger from coaches, from ADs, from pundits, from presidents. There's part of me that thinks that Texas Tech does not want this smoke. There's part of me that says that Texas Tech has been this disruptor. And do you really, though, want to go this far where you have become the face of the ire and everything that is wrong with college sports with everybody but you, that you are that kind of bad actor? Something tells me that at the university level that just this is going to be something that is going to be a bridge too far. This is like with Harbaugh and Michigan.
Finally.
Yeah, I think we've all been wondering where
Sandusky, no. Art Briles, no. North Carolina, no.
Yep.
What else should I throw in there?
It feels like this is
basically everything that's going on in government. No.
So this is from
this.
Yeah. So this was the current Georgia president, and more just keeps coming out. This is the Georgia president, and he was the ex-NCAA board chair. His name was Javier Moorhead. He said, for anyone that it's dismissed my previous calls to the SEC rules to be enforced and the SEC institutions only playing each other. Today's ruling is clear evidence why that may be the only path left for us. Wow. Here's the Nebraska AD. I have never been an advocate for conference self-governance, but today's decision makes it obvious that it's a necessary path forward. We cannot align with institutions who advocate or support player participation in this circumstance. This is what I'm saying. This is such an absolute S-storm that is coming Texas Tech's way. I know that they thought that this was going to be rough for them. I'm not certain that they were prepared for the blowback, and I'm not certain that they're willing to take this over Brendan Sorsby, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
This isn't Vince Young.
I actually, if I had to bet, I would bet that he doesn't play for this very reason. But the reason that gave me that reaction hearing the Georgia guy is that wait until he has his Brendan Sorsby. See, this is the other thing too. We're acting like Brendan Sorsby is a one of one. He's not. They're in college football all over the place.
But he is a one-of-one right now.
Well, he is in this instance. I just mean in terms of going to the courts. But again, is Georgia saying that if they have a group of players that are under these same circumstances gambling on their team? Are they saying that? No, they're not. They're all just saying that because it's another team. Now, what will be interesting is Texas Tech's response. Yeah. Does Texas Tech have a backbone to not say what? And we read it earlier. It was Joey McGuire's quote. He's the coach. He's like, well, I just don't. I feel like he's paid his dues and he's gone to rehab and he's got himself help and he should not be punished this season or for his career. That's wild for him to say that. Yes. So there's your first indicator of how Texas Tech is going to handle it, and it ain't what we're talking about here.
It's easy to handle that until everything starts coming out of the woodwork. Well, pressure has a way. We've seen this a lot, where Art Briles wasn't going to get fired at Baylor too, and Joe Paterno wasn't going to get fired at Penn State. And then pressure builds, and I don't think this is going away. I think there has always been, going back to 1919 in the Black Sox, everyone knows that there is a line in sports that you cannot cross. And up until this point, everything involving the NCAA has been arbitrary crap, right? Who's eligible? That guy's making money. This guy, over here shouldn't be making this much, and this is a legitimate NIL deal. These are all kind of arbitrary things that no one really believes in. But at the end of the day, no matter what sport you're playing in, right, there's one line that you don't cross, and that's the integrity of it, and you don't gamble on your sport. And that's been there for 100 plus years, and it will be there from 100 plus years going forward. At no level of any sport is this allowed. And Texas Tech is now saying, due to one farcical judge, who, by the way, isn't even saying that Sorsby can play, he's merely saying, we have to wait until February to decide. And at that point, it's too late. And I think that the blowback is going to be so severe that I think that this could have lasting ramifications. This is going to be a day, I think, that changes things in the NCAA. I don't think there's coming back from this one.
Well, this is where I put on my, that's conventional wisdom, and we'll see what ends up playing out. You may be right, but this is where I put on the you never know how this is going to play out hat. Yeah. And what I would do to retort that is tell you to look at every other damn scandal that we've ever seen in college athletics and how mishandled it is by the offending school every time. So how would this be? I'm not sure this is any different. And other schools saying otherwise, they better be careful throwing stones too, because it may not be this specific case like Brendan Sorsby, but other players are gambling. So you got to be careful.
I think the idea, and maybe I'm ultimately naive, the idea that there are all these schools out there that are willing to look the way at 2,900 bets, $90,000, and 40 of the bets on his own team, especially knowing what this is, what this punishment is.
Let's give him a chance.
And you're also supposed to believe that this man who was addicted for years and years, that did it over 2 schools, and like as you met thousands of times, that he went to 2 weeks of rehab and is magically in the clear.
Well, that's another thing. Indiana knew about this.
Yeah.
What did they do about it?
Yeah.
Cincinnati knew about this. What did they do about it? So, again, Texas Tech will have a chance to handle this properly. We'll give them that chance. But this reporter over here, not optimistic that they will handle it well.
Not when you got a chance to win a national title.
Exactly.
I'll say this. This is a bad day. This is the first time in all of this that I'd say this is a really bad day for college sports. Because up until this point, it has just been, like I said, it's been a bunch of arbitrary crap that the NCAA could have solved. And this, too, could have been solved. But this is not an arbitrary rule. This isn't an eligibility thing. This isn't this guy took money. This isn't transfer portal. This is a bad day. And shame on you, Texas Tech. And also, Cody Campbell, you self-righteous son of a bitch, that you have the nerve to stand down there in Texas and basically write a bill yourself, claim it's by Ted Cruz and claim it's got bipartisan support and claim that it's there to save college football. Meanwhile, you're bankrolling this crap and you're putting out statements being like, well, I've done my part to try to save it, but this is why. This is why we need the Save College Sports Act, which, by the way, there's nothing in the Save College Sports Act that would have prevented this. Nothing. Not a single piece that he put in his bill would have stopped this from happening. So I don't want to hear one bit from Cody Campbell ever again, because ultimately the problem with college football and college sports is they can't stop themselves. Texas Tech didn't have to do this. Texas Tech does not have to play him. No one does. There's just eventually there has to come a line where someone has some balls and a spine and a soul and a moral backbone that says, dude, we're not doing this. And until schools actually grow one and figure it out, this is what happens. But you can't have the guy supposedly leading the charge to save college football who now all of a sudden, and you brought it up earlier, is anyone not suspicious of the fact that this is all in Lubbock County and this is what's going down there, where Cody Campbell probably has as much influence as any single person in any county in America? It's disgraceful.
3 words: follow the money.
Yeah.
It's always follow the money.
The problem, though, this is the one rule that is black and white.
It's the only one.
And it should be. If you gamble on sports, the sport that you're playing in, you need to be gone.
I hear you, but that.
And not only that,
why is he playing?
Because we're stupid.
It's just not. It's not black and white.
The problem is like, and look, I think if he didn't even bet on his own team, I think he should be suspended banned for life. But he bet on his own team. That is literally inside information.
Pete Rose
that he is using, and he's going to be suspended.
Oh, you know Pete's rolling over in his grave right now.
2 games.
What do you think? Who's the Neuheisel? What do you think Neuheisel thinks?
Well,
remember that whole thing?
Yeah,
the bracket.
He participated in an NCAA tournament bracket pool.
So Hunter Deckers
got fired.
Hunter Deckers was the quarterback from Iowa State, and he placed 366 bets, wagered a grand total of $2,800, and he had one bet. One involving Iowa State football. He lost the entire season and his NCAA eligibility forever, and his career was over. Brendan Sorsby bet 2,900 times, $90,000, and 40 plus that we know of were on Indiana football, his team, and he's fine. This is a line that if it gets crossed, you're not coming back from.
No, and you're an idiot if you get caught. You have so many other options to do it. Just have a family member place the bets. If you really are that addictive, have a friend or a family member place those bets, not under your name.
Or
stupid idiot.
Here's what you do. You find a rogue judge in the most corrupt state in the union.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Hire a high-priced lawyer because he can afford it, because he made millions at Cincinnati. He got money from Texas Tech, and now
I'd like to know. I would like to know who is paying Jeffrey Kessler. Because Jeffrey Kessler's, by the way, he's the attorney, and all he does is just drill the NCAA over and over again. He ain't cheap. I'd be interested to know. Hey, Cody, were you writing checks to Jeffrey Kessler? But meanwhile, you're trying to save college football? Get out of here.
There is your horizontal tug. We have the malfunctioning epiglottis coming up next, and we will return to the NBA Finals.
from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction. It's going to prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating his rules on sports gambling. Of course, Sorsby was gambling when he was at Indiana and when he was at Cincinnati. Now heads at Texas Tech. Sorsby will be eligible to play next season after his 2-game suspension, which he and his lawyers proposed. For Texas Tech, they do travel to Corvallis to take on the Bees in Week 2. Kansas City Chiefs trying to beef up their defensive backfield. They signed quarterback L'Jarius Sneed today, 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. NBA Finals, Game 3 in New York. Knicks up 2-0 in the series in this one, but still only a 1.5-point favorite over the San Antonio Spurs. In Oregon baseball, their season ended last night in Austin, losing to Texas 6-5 in the Super Regionals. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Someone asked, can we please explain each of the newfound segment names? I feel like I'm missing a chapter and I'm a pretty regular listener. Yeah, I get that. Nah, we just kind of, I don't know, when we switched clocks, which was a couple of weeks ago, so now we only have 3 segments an hour, we decided to name them all stupid things. And
it's adding a little whimsy into our lives.
Yeah,
That's
it's just a little whimsy, and you know what it is? It's just stuff that comes up periodically. They change. But I don't know. I think the Frank Gay Services segment.
I'm a big fan. I think that was the first one.
It's probably a staple.
Yeah.
But they can come and go.
Yes.
So there's nothing much.
You're not missing anything to it.
No.
Yeah. Inside joke.
Just go with it.
Yeah. Just embrace it.
So they're just interviewing Spike Lee up there. Mm-hmm. So much.
He's wearing a Pope Leo autographed Knicks jersey.
Yeah, and I
thought Pope Leo was a Chicago guy.
I gotta hand it. Oh. Yeah, maybe he just had him.
I'm just saying. Pope Leo
isn't he a Nova guy though?
Oh, you're right.
He's a Villanova
guy.
I thought Villanova was in Philadelphia.
It is.
It is, but all those Knicks guys played at Villanova.
Oh.
Right. But he's he's a Nova guy.
Okay, I was like, how are we getting the New York connection? There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Makes more sense.
And I got to hand it to the New York celebrity guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're all very passionate, and I love that. I think it's great. Spike Lee is a true fan.
100%.
Okay. And so it seems like Ben Stiller is, and it seems like Chalamet. All those guys are really into it.
Yes.
And I think that's cool, as opposed to just sitting down there because, you're
some
in
of the
LA.
Laker fans, you kind of, it's a see or be seen sort of thing.
Right.
Like
although I think Jack was a true Lakers
diehard.
fan.
But Howard Stern goes to games, and he even admits, he's like, I don't know, I'm just, he doesn't give a rip. He has nothing about it. Tracy Morgan's another big Knicks fan. And those guys grew up. Tracy Morgan grew up in I think, Brooklyn.
So anyway, I don't know what to make of Spike Lee. Is he cool? Do we like Spike Lee?
I have nothing against Spike Lee. I don't know if I would.
What should I make of Spike? So if you wore glasses like the glasses that Spike Lee wears,
yes,
wouldn't you be thinking about them every time somebody looks at you? You know what I mean? Do you see how absurd his glasses are?
Well, yes, but that's the thing is Spike Lee is an artist, therefore I don't know.
Right.
Artistic hippy-dippy people, Spike Lee can wear those glasses in a beret and then a Joseph Technicolor multi-dream coat thing, and it works.
Yeah. But does it work, or are we just accustomed to it?
Well, I would feel like the world's biggest douche, but those people don't have any sort of... No, because he thinks he's cooler than everybody, and he probably is cooler than everybody.
So that's what it is.
There's a
So if you think you're cooler than everybody, you can wear whatever you want?
Yes. If you don't have the world...
It's like Cam Newton.
Yes. The world is made for people that have no self-awareness or no shame. And Spike Lee would fit into that category. But of celebrity fans, I got nothing against Spike Lee. He was Mars Blackman. Come on, Jordan, back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I know his work, but he just seems so... he just is kind of absurd.
Yeah.
And he wears all these absurd accessories and...
Yes.
I don't know, it just blends into people like him, and then when people like us wear it, it's like...
Well, I often find the Cam Newtons and the Spike Lees of the world and anyone that's involved in high fashion on a regular basis, I just shake my head at it.
But is Spike Lee high fashion?
Yes, he is high fashion.
Is he?
Yes. He is a high fashion guy. I'm guessing that the glasses that Spike Lee wears are probably thousands of dollars. I'm guessing that the stupid shirt that he wears is probably a $500 t-shirt. Spike Lee is the definition of high fashion.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll play the over-under. Those glasses. I'll bet you those glasses are some sort of Christian Dior's.
Well, he wears
designer.
different ones every time.
Yeah, but it's the same.
I would imagine he gets them custom because they're Knicks colors. Like those glasses he's wearing tonight. I mean, if I wore those, you would not stop laughing.
I'm looking here. It's a Kazel. It's a legendary German brand. Especially the oversize. How much you want to bet that those things are so expensive? Of course, it's some German brand that we've never heard of. Oh yeah, Spike Lee's glasses go for about $2,200 for just the frames.
Wow.
So, just so you know, that's the way Spike Lee rolls. And yes, if you wore those glasses, I would make fun of you every day. And it might bother you. It doesn't bother Spike Lee.
What if would you be able to tell if I wore them that they're $2,200 glasses? Or would they just look like Groucho Marx glasses?
You'd look like an idiot either way.
I know, but would you be able to tell that they're $2,200 glasses? So on Spike Lee, see, to me, those look like he got them off the rack at 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
But you're telling me they're worth $2,200.
Yes.
Which I have no doubt that they are because he's Spike Lee.
Yeah.
But they don't look that. But if I wore them, would you be able to tell that they're that expensive?
No, or you would think that they were fake. Like Sprague talked about this a couple weeks back. I was listening to the Morning Boys, and Sprague apparently has a Louis Vuitton fanny pack that he wears, right?
Okay.
And he claims it's real, which it's not, and he claims it was his mom's. Although he always says that they grew up poor, like in trailer parks, but somehow his mom acquired a Louis Vuitton fanny pack. And Sprague ended up wearing it. So when Sprague wears a Louis Vuitton fanny pack, again, like he went to Vietnam, everyone assumes it's a fake Louis Vuitton fanny pack. Whereas if Spike Lee wore that same fanny pack, you'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that's probably
You don't assume fake at all.
You don't assume fake. You just assume it's expensive. Whereas Sprague wears the exact same thing, and you either think he looks like an idiot or it's fake or whatever. There's something about being that kind of celebrity where you just get the benefit of the doubt. Cam Newton, same way. All those guys. Right. You ever see what like the NBA players, look at what Jeremy Grant wears on any given day. My God. It's like he gets dressed in the dark, but then he's like, man, that's high fashion. He takes chances. You can't dress like Jeremy Grant. You can't.
Where do we land on Tina Fey's fandom? Asks one texter.
She is a true New Yorker.
Yeah. And
so
that's what I say.
I would assume pretty good.
I think if you grew up there, their hooks are probably in you.
Yeah.
Like it matters.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan? Yeah.
Look, I don't think
less so, but
you can say bad. Sometimes bad and good are it's two sides of the same coin. You can't question New York fan. You can't. The New York fan is legitimate. They just are. It means something out there. I think far too much. Hence, I think the get-in price of this game was whatever, was like $16,000. That's insane, but that's New York. I will never question the passion of New York sport fan.
Well, no NBA team has ever won a finals after losing the first two games at home.
And something tells me San Antonio is not that historic team.
Yeah,
they're not that good.
But is New York that historic? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Both games were very close. I would imagine the Knicks win the series now because they were able to.
And because no one's done it.
They were able to steal that second game.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they kind of stole them both.
Yeah, but the idea, if Wemby doesn't throw that ball off Castle's back.
Yeah.
They're down by one. They go down there. Actually, it's tied. Yeah, because the foul ensues. Yeah, it was a tie game. Worst case scenario, it's going to OT.
Yeah.
It's a completely different series, but they didn't. And that will go down, especially if they are able to drag this thing into deep water. Let's say it goes 6 or 7. That game will haunt Wemby for a long time. He is going to have to win a title somewhere down the road for that to wear off.
Yeah, he's okay. First of all, is there any blame to go towards Castle on that?
I do not think so.
It's blame on both, I think.
Really?
You think both?
Yeah, because same situation.
Because he was looking at him.
Same situation, game 1 against the T-Wolves at home. They had 6 seconds. They had less time on the clock. Mitch Johnson did not call a timeout. They got the Champagne 3. He missed it. They didn't call timeout. They had it. Remember, we kind of talked about it at the show, like, should they have called timeout or should they just go? They kind of got a good shot, but I thought they should have called timeout. They should know that he's not calling timeout in that situation. Wemby has to make sure Castle's looking. Castle's got to look, though.
But he did look, and Castle
He was looking.
Castle even tells
right
him
in the back.
No. Castle turns to him. They make eye contact, and Castle even tells him to slow down. Castle pumps his hands at him, and Wemby starts dribbling straight ahead, and it's only then that Castle turns around and starts running. When you look at it, I know in real time it's different. Wemby doesn't even start to try to throw the ball until Castle's back is turned. I put that on Mitch Johnson, and I put that on Wemby.
But Castle's your main ball handler as well. He's been the point guard for most of the playoffs going on this series. He has to know in that situation, like, get the ball out of Wemby's hands and I'm going to take it or whatever. But, like, they should have been prepared to not call timeout, and they should have all been prepared to go get the basketball from Wemby.
All I know is
I think it's on everybody.
It was there. Castle was looking at him and was able to receive the pass. Wemby started dribbling. Once Wemby starts dribbling, I don't think Castle is expected to run down the floor backwards.
Right.
You're going to turn.
And he saw Wemby take a
it's
dribble.
It's on Wemby. And I would also like to point out Wemby had 3 shots in the final minute of that game, and he missed them all, including the one at the end. I'm sorry. That's on Wemby. Wemby was great, and they're not in that game without him, and he had a great fourth quarter, and he kind of led that, and he made great defensive plays. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be the best player in the world and you're going to lead a team that probably isn't NBA championship ready, but you're going to try to speed up that process, they need him to be the best player in the world, and he didn't close it.
Well,
he had multiple opportunities.
They did blow a 15-point lead.
Yes.
I mean, they've had a huge lead in both games.
Yep.
And they didn't win, which may be a little bit of inexperience, maybe a little bit of fatigue. It may be part, the Knicks are pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson's one of the better closers we've seen in a long time. Either way, people are watching. There's 20 million. Did you see the ratings for game 1?
What was it?
20 mil.
Yeah. Why? I mean,
it's the biggest since Steph v. LeBron.
Yeah.
And it was up 90% from game 1 last year, which was, of course, Pacers Thunder.
Yeah, both games have been great, and you've got New York in the storyline, and I think Wemby and the Spurs are a really interesting team, especially considering what they just went through in Oklahoma City. The NBA is licking their chops, and hopefully for all of us, this goes deep. I don't want this to be 4 or 5 games. I'd like to see this go 7. I think it'd be great to see him drag him into deep water, and I don't put it past San Antonio. To me, Wemby just looks tired. And unlike other stars in the league, they all get to take one end of the court off. Very rarely do you see someone have to be the best player for their team, offense and defense, and Wemby does. And Wemby's offensive game is so wonky anyways, but I just don't think he's got enough in him to be the best player on both ends. And I think you're seeing it sacrificed where he settles for jumpers. And he's not aggressive because when he gets to the rim and attacks downfield, no one can stop him. And I think you saw it when Karl Anthony Towns blew around him. That is Wemby just being fatigued. And I don't know how you prepare. He's playing more minutes, more games than he's ever played, more physical than he's ever had to be. I just think he's running out of gas.
Yeah, I think I saw he's played 37 plus minutes in 7 out of the last 9 games. And he barely played like 30 minutes at all, any game in the regular season. So they have definitely ramped up the minutes for sure. And I think the combination of Towns and Mitchell Robinson, again, just like the Thunder with Hartenstein, they're just kind of pushing him and hitting him every time they can. And it is making him really tired. And he does need some help because he is what makes him go, but he's so raw offensively. He's still learning his body and still learning the game. It's amazing they're here, but I'm with you. I want the series to go long, and I think the Spurs can still make this go long because these teams are not – the Knicks aren't that much better than the Spurs. The Spurs aren't that much better than the Knicks. It could easily be 1-1. It could easily be 2-0 Spurs. So yes. I wouldn't be shocked if San Antonio goes in and wins one, if not both these games, and we're looking at an even longer series.
But that's my thing is like the idea, I mean, it's never been done before. The idea that you have to win 4 or 5 after losing 2 at home when these teams are evenly matched, I don't think
that's tough.
It's not going to happen. It's just not. New York.
Save that.
New York just has
You never know, man.
No, we discounted New York coming into this. A lot of people did because of the East. And New York is proving to be battle-tested and tough, and I think you're seeing a lot of the immaturity in the youth
I do think
of San Antonio.
In my defense, I was bashing the Knicks, and I didn't think they're very good. Going into the playoffs, this is one of the most unlikely teams to ever make the NBA Finals, like odds-wise, according to Vegas. They really are.
I know, they are. Yeah, well,
and that's why I didn't believe into them.
Well, we talked about this. This team did have the longest odds of any. If they win, they will have the longest odds of any finals team ever going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And yet you hear other people say this is one of the best teams ever assembled. You know, you're getting that narrative.
Right.
The narrative of, oh my God, how was anyone ever not, or how is anyone doubting this team? Look at them. They won in college together. They're dominant. They have not lost a playoff game since April.
Since the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
and yet, for some reason,
we won't.
We still kind of say they're not amongst the elite champions that we could see.
Yeah, I
don't know why.
At some point, just tip your cap to them and give them their flowers.
Well, they better win. Well, they have to win first.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm with Steven that I think
I'm riding the Spurs until the wheels fall off, baby.
Well, I think this thing could get close, and I don't know who wins, but those first two games were so close.
Yeah.
It could be the same here in New York just as easily. So. They need to finish it off, but if they do and they sweep, because a lot of Knicks fans are now saying sweep, if they actually do that, we have to have that conversation. Like, I don't know what to do with this team.
Yeah, what is it? The guy, my mayor's Muslim, my bagel is Jewish, my Christian is Dior, Nixon 4. I know that guy's doing bits, but it's pretty good.
That's a good bit.
It's pretty good. Pretty good bit. Pretty good bit.
We had we're going to move on. Coming up next, that's your malfunctioning epiglottis.
And by the way, the crowd
Thank you.
Looks quite lively.
It does.
Well, I would be too if I paid $100,000 to get in there.
Yeah. Someone bought, at the top of the 100 level, someone bought, I think, 10 seats at the last minute, and they spent $175,000 on those. 175 grand.
Hey, there's the wrestler douche with the face paint.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that guy. I have no idea who that is, but he's there. See, that guy didn't pay to get in.
No, they let him go. They gave him, oh my God.
You're doing great.
They let him go to the game because he predicted.
Yeah.
Ever since he put on a Knicks jersey, they haven't lost.
They haven't lost.
And so now he's like a bid on SportsCenter.
This idiot.
And he paints his face and
he's
does a lot of blow.
He's on some sort of broadcast right now. It's just like
exactly. That's what he does. He
like
just is kind of
It's
around.
like two brothers in tracksuits in this guy.
All right. Pierre Palazzolo is coming up next.
McAfee's there.
Yeah, they've got McAfee has an alternate broadcast. That's what this is.
Oh, okay.
He's on the McAfee alternate broadcast.
No offense, but I do not need Pat McAfee.
Why not?
Doing the NBA Finals.
Aren't you a bro?
Nah, I'm good.
Look at you. You look like a McAfee guy.
I'm good. I'm all right.
High tea. Little college baseball.
We're all right.
Let's go.
I do not have oven mitts.
Rip off your shirt.
Tarps off. Will they go tarps off at this game?
What was I going to tell you? We had a first ever kicking feat over the weekend, and I'm not talking about Steven's young son.
Booting punk, what, 5th graders?
Yeah. 5th grade kicks.
Little bastards.
We talked earlier about the death of Bob Packwood. We also have a notable, semi-notable sports stuff.
Okay.
That we will wrap up the hour with, and Pierre Palazzolo next. right. You've made it to Pierre Palazzolo on a Monday, rainy day Monday. You made it.
Nah.
No, you have.
Indeed.
Spurs blowing out the Knicks already.
At least Wemby came out and aggressive. He's got 2 dunks and a block shot in the first minute and a half. Stop settling for those BS jumpers.
It is 9-3. Although Brunson's hitting shots off the top of the backboard over Wemby and in.
That run he had in game 1, that bag that he pulled out, what are those, those 4 shots?
All his tricks, man.
Dude, that is insane.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, to wrap up the hour here, 2 things. 1, we lost Stacey King.
I saw that.
Over the weekend.
I didn't see a cause of death, though.
I didn't either.
3-time NBA champion, Chicago Bulls, Stacey King. And he did their games. He was a color guy for him.
Yeah, so he was 59 years old. And see, because I didn't grow up with the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I did grow up with college hoops. And Stacey King, to me, is Oklahoma. And Billy Tubbs and Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah.
Because Danny and the Miracles from 1988, the Kansas champions, they beat Stacey King, Mookie Blaylock, and Billy Tubbs in the final.
I see, and for me, I remember him at Oklahoma, but not.
He was awesome.
Yes.
At Oklahoma, and I mean awesome. That team was obviously the favorite. That's why they call him Danny and the Miracles. And they were beaten. They'd scored 55 in the first half of that game, and somehow Kansas, I don't know, Danny Manning just took over in the second half, and they won. But Stacey King in college was freaking out of this world.
It says additional testing required to confirm Chicago Bulls broadcaster Stacey King cause of death. Now, to be fair, I had not seen Stacey King in a long time. Are you familiar with him?
What?
Have you seen him lately?
No.
He is. So Stacey King's 6'8"?
Yeah, he's big.
He probably weighs 470 pounds.
Oh.
I mean, he is.
No, I didn't know that.
Enormous. So, I mean, look, I'm not. It just says that everything's saying that he, was unexpected, and so I had no idea because 59 seems very young, and it says it hasn't been disclosed. Look, I'm not trying to jump into any conclusions, but he did not look healthy in any shape or form. I had no idea that he had gotten that big. So my guess is that something along the line you'll probably have some sort of heart-related issue there.
My favorite quote of his is when he said, "I'll always remember the night Michael Jordan and I combined to score 70 points." Because he was on that Bulls team where Jordan scored 69 and he hit one free throw.
Yeah. And by all accounts, he was one of those guys that everyone loved, that had great personality.
And he was great.
Yeah.
That old team with Mookie Blaylock and Billy Tubbs and him, they were wild. They were fun.
Yeah.
Villains, but...
And he went on and had a nice NBA career. It just wasn't...
Do you remember Billy Tubbs at all?
I do remember Billy Tubbs.
I do. That guy he was weird. Animal. Strange.
Yeah?
But interesting. Wild. Fun.
I'm going to see how many years Stacey King played.
Weird, though.
Was he weird?
Yeah, he was.
He played 8 years in the NBA. So, maybe a little shorter than I thought.
And the first ever kicking feat, we must report to you, happened over the weekend. And Brandon Aubrey did not do it as in the NFL. Brandon Aubrey.
Yep.
They're not playing right now, so it's impossible for him to have done this. Tanner Brown.
Who the hell is Tanner Brown?
He is a kicker from, I don't know, what's that league they're playing right now?
UFL, right?
UFL?
Is it the United Football League, the one that's playing?
Yeah. They're in the playoffs.
Really?
Why are you laughing at that?
Because
they have you have to have a playoff.
Boy. How long before that thing tanks? I mean, is there...
Do they finish this playoffs?
God bless them. The United Football League. Is it the Columbus Aviators?
They'll crown a champ. I don't know who he plays for.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The point I was making is that he is the first kicker in the history of Earth to kick 2 60-plus yard field goals in the same game.
Oh. Well, that's pretty cool.
It's amazing. And by the way, he probably made himself an ton of money because
I'm guessing that
NFL teams will come calling.
Yeah, you do that. Now, has he been crap the rest of the year, or has he been a good
No,
kicker?
he's been great. They said he's made 27 of 30 field goals, and he's made all of his kicks past 60.
Then I'm guessing that, yes, he probably made himself a good chunk of money. And
he's already being linked to the Rams.
I was going to say, there is something about that for the UFL. Like, yeah, if you can go in, you can kick, or you can prove, that's developmental league. Good for him. I can't believe no one's kicked. I mean, how many times do you get multiple attempts to kick 60?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
many.
you wouldn't think it's that.
Because most
many.
teams in the NFL will just go for it. If it's like 4th and 2,
yeah,
right there, they'll just go for it.
If you're kicking 60, it's got to be at the end of the half, end of a game, or 4th and 8.
And yeah.
If it's 4th and 2, 4th
Even if it's
and
like
3,
4th and 5, if they're at the 40 or whatever, 42, they're going for it.
You're kicking a 63-yard field goal, or did you say what? Say with both over 60, what were they?
One was 60 and the other one was 63.
Okay. Yeah. Although today, now in the NFL, the 60-yard field goal is not as uncommon as you think. It's a little like the NBA deep three. Like it used to be like one or two guys. Now it feels like half the league can kick 60.
Brandon Aubrey's made 7, I think.
In his career?
Yeah, over 60.
Okay.
I think.
I didn't know if that was in a season because you do see more and more guys kicking 60-yard field goals.
No, he has 6. Aubrey has 6 field goals of 60-plus yards in his career. All-time NFL leader.
Now, we just got Larry David's in the crowd, by the way. They're showing all the celebrities.
Is he going to pretend to be a New York fan?
Is he going to trip Shaq like he did in Curb Your Enthusiasm?
The only thing that I will push back on Nick Fan, and this goes back to like Fireman Ed, there's nothing I hate worse than fan that actually thinks that you are part of the team. I get it. You're a Knicks fan. You're there. And like Stiller and Chalamet are both like diehards, but at the same time, hey, Cash Patel, you didn't win the gold medal.
Cash Patel.
Hey, guess what? Stephen A. Smith said today, if the Knicks win, he doesn't deserve a ring. He said that today. I don't deserve a ring if the Knicks win a championship.
Yeah, that level of because he claimed that it was his criticism that spurned on.
So
Caitlin Clark is white.
He said he doesn't deserve a ring. He doesn't need one if they win, even though he did have a big part of it.
New York fan does tend to think that somehow you, and I guess maybe that's fan in general.
Part of the team, bro.
But yeah, Nick fan especially. Remember when Fireman Ed was upset because they weren't showing him as much? And Fireman Ed was going to retire from doing the Jets chant because he wasn't getting enough features on the big screen, and he felt like it was negatively impacting the team because he wasn't able to fire up the crowd. That's the sort of douchiness that only New York fan can bring to the table. So it's the dichotomy. It really is, because while you appreciate the passion, they also go too far. It's a fine line with Nick Fan. So as they were showing some of the celebrity fans, I was like, dude, settle down, Cookie. All right, like Tracy Morgan, you are not a member of the New York Knicks. I know you think you are, but you're not.
So Larry David is a Knicks fan.
Yeah. Well, he's a diehard New Yorker.
Yeah. So
him and Seinfeld both.
I have to take I have to take that back. So I just haven't seen him at any of the games yet.
I know he's a big Jets guy. And I know Jerry is a big Mets fan.
Who do you think I am?
I don't know who Larry David roots for other than, you root for the Knicks. I mean, that one basketball team. I guess now you have the Nets, but for the longest time, that was in Jersey.
No, nobody's a Nets fan.
No one's a Nets fan. Jay-Z, maybe.
All right, we got to move on. It is time for the club. I have a couple of things about the kids.
The kids?
That we need to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids. I have kids. You have kids. Steven has kids that are,
out kicking people.
We're going to start them at age 8 and groom them.
Steven's got a bunch of violent kids over there, evidently.
Hey, just one violent kid.
And by the way, we need to, here's what we need to do. Since Steven already, he already told us what happened with his oldest today at school.
Yeah.
We'll reset that. And then Steven is in charge of the punishment tonight. Because the coach is not home, so
Coach Vaughn's going to be at Central Catholic graduation calling names, so I am in charge of the kiddos tonight.
Interesting.
So Steven's got to come up with what do you do? What do we do here? How do we handle this?
I think you high five him, but
this is from Souk.
Go Ducks.
We'll get to all that next.
It's time. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, a Texas judge today has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction. It's going to prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating the rules against sports gambling. Sorsby will be eligible for the Texas Tech Red Raiders as of now and be playing after his 2-game suspension, which he proposed to the university. Texas Tech does travel to Corvallis, taking on the Beavs, though, in Week 2. Kansas City Chiefs, they are bringing back a familiar face, signing cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. Game 3 in the NBA Finals in New York. Knicks up 2-0 already in the series. Right now, in the middle of the first quarter, Spurs up 7 early on the Knicks. Knicks were 1.5-point favorites coming into the game. And Oregon's baseball season comes to an unfortunate end last night in Austin in the Super Regionals against Texas. They lost 6-5. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
You're still an idiotic, a moron. 2 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on.
Push.
5 for a black.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time for the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
What?
Hoo-wee.
Good to have you along. We're going to talk about some kid topics tonight.
Little rat farts.
We're all dads here. There was something my kids did the other day that perturbed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to run it by you guys. But first, Steven, Steven's had a day. He got a very important phone call right before the show started. I could tell it was the wife because I heard a female talking on the other.
We all know the look and sound of that phone call.
Well, he never takes calls.
No.
And this one...
I ignore him.
Right.
Yeah, don't call me. I'll just ignore you.
And it was right before the show. And I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
And he was talking quietly to her. And I was like, oh, boy.
I knew you're listening.
I wasn't listening.
There's a little bit of an eavesdrop going on.
Who do you think I am?
Who do you think I am?
What's happening here? What?
Well, look, something important was going on.
Yeah.
I am!
And it turns out, as he told us in the first seggy, the Brad Boxberger opening prattle, if you will, that his oldest, 11, kicked a kid in the back today at school.
He sucker kicked him.
Kind of a coward's move, but we appreciate the kick.
Right.
Yeah, this was during dodgeball. And this kid had been bullying your son.
Yeah,
for a while.
He's been messing with him pretty much ever since he started elementary school. So he just messes with him. And yeah, they played dodgeball. The kid threw the ball, hit my kid in the head. And I guess at that school, headshots, you're out. Like you just you're out of the game for that. Until someone gets you back in.
Your school's a bunch of soft.
Yes, exactly. We are Oak Grove Woke. You call us. That's the mascot.
Yeah.
So little Stevie Fire Jr. He got to stay in the game. And the other kid that threw the ball, he got booted out. Well, I guess my son then ran a roundabout way to get behind the kid and then swiftly kick him right in the back as he was sitting out of the game and got caught.
Well, sure he's going to get caught.
Well, yeah. I mean when you hear a big thud and a foot into a back.
It's not going to be subtle.
And my son is very large. He's a big kid.
He's bigger than the other kid?
Yeah, he's not large as in like fat. He is very tall and very strong and physical. He is by far the biggest kid at the school. So him kicking him, and he's a good soccer player, so he has a good kick. Like that had to have hurt that kid getting it swole to the back.
Well, as dads, and I would imagine a lot of the dads out there listening are like, hey, good. We have an element of us,
yes,
in all of us, as fathers that go, okay, good for you for standing up for yourself. Screw that kid.
100%.
Sometimes you lose. It's like you got to send a message.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all have that part. We can all agree on that. So based on that, now, Coach is out doing graduation things, so she can't discipline the kid tonight. What does Stevie do with the kids tonight?
Oh, you're asking me, or you want? I thought you were going to do suggestions.
Well, I'd like to know. You can text in to the fan text line.
So my initial thought is
it's 503-864-6326. In case you don't know.
So my initial thought is, because you're right, part of me is glad and happy that he stood up for himself, because he hasn't. He's come home upset a lot of times because his kid has really annoyed him and has bullied him. And I'm like, you do have to make a stand at some point. Like, you have to say something. You might have to push the kid. You might have to do something to this guy to let him know, hey, stop doing this, bro. But he hasn't yet. And so there is part of me that is happy that he gets hit in the face. He thinks it's on purpose, so he comes after him and kicks him. Now, obviously, the kick in the back is a problem.
Is it?
Yeah. If you square up with the kid and you're face to face and he makes a movement at you and he says something, there you go. Punch him, push him, do something, kick him. But to sucker kick him from the back, I don't
know if I've ever heard of the sucker kick.
Well,
sucker punch, yes, but the sucker kick.
What else are you going to call it?
I'm kind of impressed that your kid's inventing a new form of suckering someone.
It's a new move.
The sucker kick.
I'm not happy with the sucker kick, so he does need to be punished. The initial thought is just no electronics, like iPad, video games for the rest of because school ends on Thursday, so to the end of the week into school, and then summertime hits, and then he'll have it back. That's my initial thought, because I am proud of him, but I'm also disappointed in him.
Now, someone's asking, was it a roundhouse like that Chinese robot?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the roundhouse or just a straight front kick. I'm imagining roundhouse.
I want there to be video of this so bad. I would give $100 if someone had. I would buy that clip of your kid. I just want to see the thought process, because I'm guessing the kid turns around. The motion, he's you could see him thinking about it, and then when he just decides, you know what, F it.
Because I can see my son being pissed he got hit in the face with a dodgeball, and him just walking around, and then he just maneuvers behind him.
I'm all for this, because there's nothing worse than the big kid syndrome. A lot of times, I'm telling you, this is a real thing.
Well,
I guarantee people will know this. Big kids often end up being soft as baby is. and it's because they're so much bigger than everyone else. Two things happen. One, they feel like any sort of confrontation, they get blamed because they're the big kid. And then the little kid always can do something, and there's never any punishment because they're like, oh, he's so small, you're so much bigger. So that kid just always ends up having to take it. And he always ends up, he's a gentle giant. Oh, my baby.
He is a gentle giant.
Yeah. There's all these moms that are like, he's my gentle giant. No. Your kid's kind of a pea is what he is. And every now and then you have to remind the big kid, it's okay to stand up for yourself. I love that your kid front kicked this little rat turd.
And he back kicked him.
Back kicked him. Yeah,
he didn't front kick him.
And the thing is this whole year for basketball, he got so much better, and it was a lot of it because he learned how to be competitive.
Yes.
And want to win. And so he's taken that, I think, to school, which also, when you're playing kickball with the other 4th and 5th graders, maybe don't take it seriously like it's life and death, but he does. And so I think the fact that he says that kids will always cheat and say that he's out, or it's, if he kicks the ball, it's foul, whatever. They go against him. And so I think it just all kind of bubbled up into this one moment. So I am proud of him that he's like, look, I don't care anymore, dude. I'm competitive. I'm going to be tough, and I'm going to take it out in you. It's just we gotta do it differently. We gotta go just face to face.
Is that going to be your message tonight?
Punch the kid in the face next time.
When you sit him down?
There you go.
No, I'm going to say what you did was wrong, bro. But let's be smart about this.
Can't you say, listen, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself.
Yes.
You're going to have to do that in life, and I'm proud of you for doing that, but you also are going to have to face the consequences of that, which tonight is ice cream on me!
No, but it's that. I'm happy you stood up for yourself, but there's different ways to go about standing up for yourself. What you did was wrong. You can't be going and kicking people, but you can stand up for yourself, and that is great.
Yeah. Kind punishment, says one text.
And then let's get ice cream.
I would not punish my child. We would have a conversation, but there would be no punishment. I think it's awesome. especially being a big kid. You never. No, I didn't have that because I was just mean.
You're fighting kids anyways.
Yeah, I was just mean. Well, I took my beatings, and then it just made me just a big kid that just was a mean streak. But I always felt so bad, and I guarantee you know the kid from your high school. I don't want to say names, but I can remember like 3 that were just these enormous kids, and they were just gelatinous blobs of softness. And they would just get picked on, and you're like, dude, just pick that kid up and freaking pile drive him. You don't have to take that.
And it's only once.
Yes.
You do it once, and it's over.
Yes. And I just always felt bad for that kid. And so I love that your son didn't have anyone tell him. He just was like, no, F it. And that kid will have learned a lesson. And your son should go up to him next time and be like, dude, do it again. See what happens.
Next time is in the nuts.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think the interesting thing will be how this kid treats him now.
Right.
That'll
I wonder.
be interesting.
School is almost over, so there's 4 days left. So I do wonder what he says.
Yeah.
That Coach Vaughn wants. Here, I do have a question. Then Coach Vaughn, when we were talking, she says that my son should at least go up to the kid tomorrow and apologize and say, not that he's wrong, and just say, hey, sorry for kicking you. Doesn't say the reason for anything else, but just throw out an apology to him.
I don't know. If he's been
That's
treated
tough,
like.
But that's tough because he is in the wrong. It was wrong of him to kick him.
According to you, not according to me.
Yeah,
I think your kid's in the right. The only problem that I have is in the back. That's the only issue I
think
have.
it's okay to apologize.
And I think I'm going to tell him to do that.
And not mean it.
Right. Yeah, I'll say that too. You don't have to mean it. You just have to do it. And also, you don't have to say that you were wrong because he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He just
Hey,
was
I'm sorry
bad.
for doing that.
Yes, I'm sorry for doing that.
I lost my cool.
Right.
And that's it.
That's it. You're not wrong. You defended yourself. That's great. But you are in the wrong for kicking him. You can't do that. Can't kick.
You probably shouldn't take my advice. I have a long history of assault without apologizing. The amount of times I've been told to apologize and I have blatantly refused. Yeah, my track record on this stands. So, happened many a time. You need to apologize. The hell I will.
I'm not.
I meant every bit of that. That's so.
Pussy.
Good for him. Especially nowadays, like in school, you can get as you get older, like one fight and they like kick you out of school. I mean, they view this now as like a big deal. I also think at least back in the day, you could have kids settle it. Now, you're not allowed to do anything, and it just boils over till some kid can't take it anymore and then shows up with a gun. Like in every one of those cases, those school cases where there's a shooting, dude, that kid probably got picked on for years and years and no one did anything about it. That kid wasn't allowed, and then he boils up.
Do you think your boy is word's gonna get out that he's the topic of the club tonight?
Probably on
and he's
recess
gonna
tomorrow. I'm guessing recess they'll be at the top.
He's gonna be a hero.
Dude, Lincoln, did you hear everyone talking about you on the
Hell
club?
yeah. Dude, I kind of want to get him something. It's like, would Mrs. Vaughn be upset if I bought him a present for kicking that kid?
No, I think she'd be proud. She'd love it.
Kind of want to get him a little something. Be like, hey, this is from Sook. He says, hell yeah.
Sook says next time, kick him, then punch him.
Yeah. Kind of want to get him his own little Hitman sweatshirt. Wear that thing over there and be like, yeah, exactly. Next time it gets worse, send a message.
This is just the beginning, bro.
Yeah. In hockey, that's called taking a receipt. Hey, you throw a kickball at my head, guess what? That's taking a receipt on that. It's a rain check. It's coming back around.
What if the little man goes up to him tomorrow and he says, hey, I'm really sorry for kicking you. I lost my cool. And the second the other kid turns around, you do it again.
As he turns around?
Yeah, right in the back. Drop him again.
Take that, sucker.
And then say, bitch. Sorry, bitch.
Google me, bitch.
Sucker.
Google me, Barbara. Then your kid just turns into the bully.
This is from Big Sook.
Not certain my way is the best way. It just my way worked for me.
Yeah, it's great. And look, I do want him to be a little tough. It's tough because I want him to be tougher and I want him to be stronger and more mentally tough, but I just feel like the kick in the back is where I had the biggest problem. Like, it just face it face to face. That's
Go straight for the nuggets.
That is the only thing I'm if he would have punched him or kicked him in the gut or the nuts face to face, I probably wouldn't even have that big of a problem. It was just the fact that he was defenseless.
Yeah.
Defenseless receiver. It's 15-yard penalty.
Well, your kid was defenseless when he hit him in the head with the dodgeball, right?
That's true. Targeting.
Yeah.
Not really defenseless.
No.
I mean, you can see the ball coming.
Yeah, keep your hands
Hey,
up.
stupid, catch the ball.
Yeah,
idiot.
how do you get hit in the head with a dodgeball?
I'm surprised they are even allowed to play dodgeball anymore.
I actually was shocked too.
I thought they eliminated all
I will say though, when we played dodgeball, you only aimed for the head. So at least they've changed the rules a little bit.
Now, this is one of those things that I have to be careful because I don't know if it's true, because it's one of those I heard, I was talking with a friend, and he claims that his that one of his really good friends, their kid in California, that they no longer have recess, they have screen time. That instead of going out to recess and play, they allow them to get on their iPads and phones, and that none of the kids have recess. They sit in the same room, but they just look at their screens.
It might be an option. I can see where they do it an option, but my kids always say they have like at least 2 recesses, if not 3. So
Good.
I don't even know if our school's teaching
Well, I have
kids
nieces
things.
in California, and they definitely have recess.
Good.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'm always careful. Anytime you hear, well, I heard, that's like when they have like, well, I've heard they have litter boxes for the kids that identify as cats. They're eating the pets.
That's Tony Dungy.
Yeah. All this crap.
He said that.
Yeah, I know. And none of it's verified and none of it's true. But the screen time one, there was part of me that was like, I could actually see that. And that's not good. Kids need recess. Kids need dodgeball. Kids need some Red Rover. Kid needs some,
My son reports back every day there's like a fight in the kickball field.
Yeah, I was going to say, the beauty of recess is it's kind of Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And the teachers really aren't there.
Because they only have like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, it's like
you figure it out on the
playground. You figure it out. That's right. There's a
Because that's
lot.
the break time for the teachers.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's learned on the playground at recess.
Yeah. And there's always that one old lady that's the duty. She's the recess Nazi, except she has no real authority. It was named Gertie. That's the way she's spending her retirement. If someone just distracts her while you go out and do whatever, you plan your revenge. It's good.
Gertie.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Flies out there. Kids need recess, and they need, especially little boys, we need to encourage more of that. You got to work through your feelings. It's okay.
All right.
Go through that. That's more than 6 inches. And I bottomed out on that thing. Yeah. It's an unfortunate drop.
Yeah, unfortunate placement, too.
Yeah. It's not good.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Spurs up 12. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, they'll blow it.
So far. Dipped into a 6-inch deep by 2-foot wide hole in the asphalt.
Oh, boy. No, I did not see this.
Terrible.
Because we had the sound down. But
what happened?
The Rachel Nichols of the world and many others reporting that a booing of gargantuan proportions did occur.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They said it was pretty. Rachel Nichols, someone said that they had the clip, and it said, Nick fans boo Trump. And Rachel Nichols put, louder than the boos for the Spurs, louder than any boos I've heard in this building in a while. So apparently there was a good booing.
Wonder where that came from.
Going on.
Right in the butt?
I haven't seen him. From my broadcast, now obviously we've been doing the show, but I haven't on. I have not seen him. We do not have the sound up, but that was, because I kept wondering, I was like, I wonder what the reception, because like at the UFC events, like they go nuts. They love him. They worship him at the UFC events.
On the TV, they showed him during the national anthem, and he did it. He was doing the little salute, but that was it. They had the camera on him for quite a while during the national anthem.
He went salute, not hand over heart?
Yeah, I think he had it on the heart, and then he realized he was on the camera, and he went up for the salute.
Okay.
Apparently they were booing during the anthem.
Yeah, so because they showed him for quite a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was at least
So
8
apparently they
seconds.
were booing during the anthem, which, hey.
Maybe they're booing America.
Hey, what happened with Rachel Nichols? Wasn't there a thing with her?
Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, so when Jimmy Butler left Minnesota, the story when Jimmy Butler played the entire Minnesota Timberwolves team, he took all the backups and played the starters and killed them all. He then walked out of practice, went straight home, and called Rachel Nichols to come over. They did an interview.
Yeah.
Then apparently they were.
Yeah.
They were doing it.
That's
in there and then in the bubble as well.
That is the rumor.
I'm surprised nobody ever brought that up with the whole Rossini thing.
Telling you, dude, no one in the media wants to bring it up because it
they all
happens
know. Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that, but you mentioned Rachel Nichols. I'm like, wow, she's still at it. Wasn't there a scandal with her? Or something?
Michelle Beadle was very chummy with. Was it Clay Matthews? Yeah, Beadle was. She was chummy with some NFL guy. No one wants to talk about it because turns out that hot reporters and athletes,
a lot of people saying
they like to get together and do hot things together.
A lot of people saying Big Sook had it out for Jill Savage.
I thought you were going to say Holly.
A lot of people saying Sacred Heart has diarrhea.
Oh, Hollywood would have been better. Good call. Sook is not. I gotta say, as a reporter,
the moral oak.
You are a moral oak. Holly Rowe was throwing herself at you.
Thank you.
And he didn't take the bait.
My journalistic integrity.
Think what that would have done for your career.
No.
Oh, dude, you wouldn't be here.
Look, I have journalistic integrity. Unlike the rest of these clowns, I have integrity.
But
you'd be Eric Mangini
in her
on
defense,
ESPN.
she said she just wanted to watch film.
Yes.
And then reenact offensive line play.
She was interested in my take on.
I'll be the center.
Ooh, visual.
Wait, I have to be the center?
No, she's the center.
She wants to be the center.
I mean, you could. If maybe she wanted it. I don't know.
Dude, trust me, in that
Gross.
game, we're in shotgun a lot, boys.
Shotgun.
It's shotgun 3-step. I'm getting rid of the ball quickly. Air raid style. Dink and dunk a lot.
Holy crap. Okay, more kid talk next. Yeah, my kids did something that, I tell you what, it got under my skin, and that normally doesn't happen. But
yeah, it gets you sometimes.
I got to bring this one up to you guys. Coming up next.
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, a Texas judge has granted Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby a preliminary injunction. It's going to prevent the NCAA from punishing Sorsby for violating his rules on sports gambling. Of course, Sorsby was caught gambling on sports, including college football, including his own team when he was at Indiana and Cincinnati. But now, because of this, Sorsby will be currently eligible to play next season after he serves a 2-game suspension, which he proposed by himself. They play Texas Tech plays Abilene Christian week 1 and then travel to Corvallis to take on the Beavs in week 2. Kansas City Chiefs, they are signing cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. He used to be on the Chiefs. He is back. 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. NBA Finals Game 3 in New York. Knicks up 2-0 in the series over the Spurs right now midway through the second quarter. Knicks just cut the lead down to 2. Spurs are up double digits, but a nice little run there by the Knicks. Knicks are 1.5-point favorites coming into the game. And Oregon baseball season ended last night, losing to Texas 6-5 in the Super Regionals. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
So I was sitting there with our son and his wife on Saturday.
Having a nice little Saturday.
Good little Saturday.
Were you at the Olive Garden where you were family?
No, but you know where we went? And okay, so my wife was supposed to run a race, and she
was she 5K in it?
Yeah.
And you didn't run it with her?
Oh God, no.
You selfish bastard.
Well, I ran the what was that one? The one down here in Portland.
Shamrock?
Yeah, Shamrock.
Okay.
I ran that with her. And my knee flared up. And so I told her, I said, I'm out on this wine run.
I'm out.
And so she was going to run, and then and Meatball's hurt. He hurt his knee, and his wife refuses to run. So and then another guy dropped out.
Turns out the Robs have a bunch of weak knees.
Yeah, we were not. No, she was the only one running. And the weather was bad. And she's like, it's not a street course. It could be muddy. So we talked her into not going.
Okay.
So it was great.
So no one's running.
No. But do you know where we ended up instead?
Well, I was hoping it was the Olive Garden, but maybe a nice
close.
Maybe a nice evening at Applebee's. Red Lobster.
No, not a restaurant.
Oh. The Applebee's of something else?
Yeah. Kinda.
Where did you end up?
IKEA.
Oh. So what?
And here's how I got there.
So you went from having to kind of watch a 5K to going to IKEA? Wouldn't you rather have just watched the race?
Yeah, I told her, I said, babe, I'll go with you. Because it was a wine run.
Yeah.
Like it was called the Wicked Wine Run.
Sure, so you just get to sit there and have a sip.
Yeah. I'll sit there.
McMinnville or something?
Yeah, I'll sit there. It was just south of McMinnville. I forget the name of the winery. And I'm like, yeah, that's no...
Sure. I'll be at the finish line with a bottle of red, and we're great.
Probably rosé.
Oh, rosé all day. And you bundle up a little bit, maybe a nice scarf, maybe you're wearing a beret.
Maybe I'll wear my timber scarf.
It's a great little day.
Right.
Instead, you ended up roaming IKEA.
Well, that's how it all. Look, it wasn't up to me, okay. But the reason that I was okay with it is that Golf Galaxy is right next door.
Oh, there you go.
So I was like, oh, perfect.
Sure.
I got to go to Golf Galaxy.
Yeah. Can I ask though? This is the part about IKEA that I don't understand.
Yeah. The kids were looking for some houseware.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Because I know people that go to IKEA not needing something.
Oh God, no.
Like
no, they have a new house, so
okay.
They're looking for. They had to do it anyway, and I think it was up more towards where they live. It's like, all right, we'll go up there with you.
So basically, it was just an excuse to hang out with the kids, and then somehow you were roped into going to IKEA.
It's kind of what they wanted to do, and then we were going to go to lunch, and we went to lunch and had a great Mexican
Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm assuming.
No, we went to a place called Cactus Yaya.
Ah.
You know that?
There's a Cactus Yaya right by my house.
It's in Vancouver.
Yeah.
That's where we were.
Oh, okay. So you went. I didn't know if there was multiple Cactus Yayas.
Is it the one where the waiter guy is?
There's only one Cactus Yaya. Then.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It was good. We had a good time. Anyway.
The Cactus Yaya. Okay.
Well, it's up by their house.
Sure.
So, look, there's a real tug of war going on right now. Like, they're up there. We're down in Portland. Yeah. It's like...
It's a battle of the wills.
It's like, all right, we'll come up there.
Sure.
And then they're probably like, crap, we got to go all the way down there. Well, anyway, that had nothing to do with anything I was going to tell you.
Okay.
That's the
It's
long.
just, somehow
There's my little Saturday.
Somehow you just ended up at IKEA.
Yeah.
All right.
So we were sitting there before we were trying to figure out what we were going to do, and I showed Meatball a video that I thought was funny. I'm like, this one, because I don't often do that, because I know that they're not going to think it's funny. I'm an old man. I'm the dad.
And I'm guessing it wasn't funny.
Well, it wasn't that. I thought it was. It's actually a really funny video, and I don't care who you are. You should think it's funny, and if you don't have a sense of humor. Anyway, I forwarded it to them, and they watched it in 2x and 3x.
Oh,
speed.
sped it up.
Have your kids done this?
I don't know. I don't share videos.
Okay, but have they talked to you about, because they're
I'm sure
in college?
I'm sure they do.
Lectures, like this is a thing.
I watch. So to be fair, I don't want to be critical of anyone. I listen to audiobooks
in 2x or 3x.
Well, 2x is too fast, but I'll listen to audiobooks at usually the
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 to like 1.7 is a sweet spot.
I can see why you would do that.
Yeah.
Because you've got a lot of content to get through and you can follow along.
Yes.
But I think with videos, it's a 45-second video.
They can't be
You
bothered.
can't be bothered to watch it in real time, because I do think, because they didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, they kind of placated me.
They boomered you, didn't they?
Well, no, they were just like, she says, I can think faster than they go. Or I can read faster than they go.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's probably true, but you still can't be bothered to just sit. And he's like, there's too much downtime. I'm like, dude, this was like a 1 minute video.
Yeah.
1 minute. And there was no downtime. It was just like one comment after another. And he could not. And so then he didn't think it was that funny. I'm like, do you think there's a chance that you didn't think that was that funny because you didn't really see it because you watched it in 3X? Do you think that's possible? He's like, no, I do it all the time. Like, all right. And I just let it go.
I guarantee that they think you are 1,000 years old.
Well, I don't care what they think. Am I wrong or not? Surely. Now, I think where it started was they were in college during COVID.
Yeah.
So they had to. So the lectures and everything they would watch on 2 and 3. Now that I get, it's similar to a book. Like
Yes.
I get if you can follow the lecture.
Yes.
That's great. It saves time.
Yeah.
But I think with videos and stuff, I feel like you're going to lose.
Yes.
You're going to lose the context of what is happening and why it's funny.
If I was watching something that was supposed to be funny or entertaining, the idea of me putting it on fast forward would seem a bit silly for me. But this exact reason is why I share nothing with any child. I understand at this point that anything that I think is funny or entertaining, my kids are going to think is completely lame. I share nothing with them. Nothing.
Do you listen to podcasts on like 1.5?
Yeah, that's what I said. I do that.
See, I don't. It drives me crazy.
Yes, I don't.
Really?
Yeah. Like it actually like hurts my brain. And I can't even function.
Listen, I think these kids' brains are amazing how fast they go.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wonder if that's a problem. Is that a problem? Like, you have no patience. Like, they can't watch a freaking video?
The one that stuns me is
F.
We can be watching, and by the way, my gal is guilty of this too. And it bothers me, and I've learned to just shut my mouth. I hate when we're watching something and they're on their phone. It has nothing to do with me, but we'll all do like, hey, why don't we turn on? And it'll be someone's suggestion. Like, she'll be like, oh, turn on. We started watching the new Cape Fear series. I don't know, have you ever seen Cape Fear, the movie?
Yeah, I have, and I've seen the ads for the.
Yeah.
Is it Javier Bardem?
Javier, who I love.
Yeah.
He's he was the bad guy in Old Country for Old Men, and it's got Amy Adams. I'm like, yeah, let's give this a whirl. Whereas actually, it was the missus that was like, hey, let's watch this. I said, okay. So we turn it on, and I got a chair that I sit in. I have my little chair. So everyone else is kind of behind me. So we'll be watching it, and I'll turn around, and everyone will be on their phones while watching it. And I'll be like, what the hell? And they're like, what? I'm watching. I'm like, no, you're not. And then you're going to have to ask me. It's that same sort of thing. Yes. Everything has to be watched on 2 to 3 times, and even watching a sporting event or watching a show, they will still be scrolling their phone
while they're watching something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, that is a real thing. And it drives me crazy. And I've just accepted the fact that I'm old and I don't bring it up.
Well, I think that's a little different in the sense that even my wife, who's our generation, I mean, she's a little younger than me, but...
By the way, a lot of people are in saying that this is 100% something that all their kids do.
So she's a little younger, but she will multitask 5 things and watch a show. Like, it doesn't bother me like it bothers you, but I do wonder how on earth she's following the show and reading a book and playing a game on the New York Times thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she does all of these things.
Yeah.
At one time, and then she pretends like she's not watching the show, but then she'll ask me about the show.
Yeah, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, see, it doesn't bother me. It's just I just think people with our devices now, we're able to do a lot of that stuff. It's probably not great, but we're able to multitask in a lot of different ways.
In the words of Ron Swanson, never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. And I feel like we don't whole-ass enough things. But I understand that's a very old point of view.
Well, I don't.
So,
but sometimes the old point of view, like it's not a young and old thing for me. Sometimes old people are right. Okay, you're not always old man yelling at the cloud. Sometimes there is value in what we were saying as old.
Yes, but you...
And in this instance, I think this is why it pisses me off, is that I think I'm right.
Yes,
there is context, and you lose it when you speed up your videos just because your brain... because there's a pause in it.
Comedic timing is everything. If you listen to a really good stand-up comedian, there's no difference between someone, like, everyone has material. The difference between people that are really successful are exactly, it's timing, it's pace, it's knowing when to lay out. And yes, you lose the context of that. But the fact that you are bothered by it and the fact that you believe you're right, that's just, to them, is only more confirmation that you're old and you don't don't get it.
But like I said,
that's why I don't deal with the youth.
But I do get it, and they should get it. And there are things, believe it or not, that old people can teach young people.
Yes.
And that might be one of them.
This is someone saying, and this also drives me crazy about all this stuff. It said, like, Netflix mandates that they cater to this by repeating dialogue over and over in new context. Yes.
Yeah, well, that goes back to when we talked about this a couple weeks ago. People are watching full shows.
Yes.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
And for that reason, it's like there's a lot of repeating, there's a lot of downtime. I don't want to watch. I want to cut through all the crap. It's faster, more condensed.
I just don't.
That blows me. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just I don't like when shows have to pander though. When I see it a lot in the writing, I get mad at writing. That's how old I am. I will get pissed off at movies. Someone will be like, "Did you like the movie?" I'm like, "No, it was terrible. That was like one of the worst written things." And they're like, "What are you talking about? I thought it was great." And I'm like, and they will repeat the same thing over and over again. And I think a lot of times, like this guy's saying, it's because they realize you have to beat people over the head with it because no one's paying attention. You're like, you just explained the plot 7 different times. I heard it the first time. But to the person like the missus or the kid that isn't watching, they want it repeated. And for someone that is paying attention like me, when I watch a movie, I just sit there and watch the movie. Drives me nuts. And I see it on shows and TV. I think they are being written for people with no attention spans. I think it's being catered to. And for me, it drives me crazy.
All right. Well, there's my soapbox for tonight.
Yeah, but you can't. The thing that I hate about young people is you can't argue with them because they won't. They won't listen to you. They just assume that you're old and irrelevant, and then therefore.
Yeah, but didn't you think that way when you were their age?
Yes, 100%. And it takes time for things to sink in. You continue to guide as best you can, and maybe bring up things like, hey, maybe you should watch that in real time. It might help the video, or it might help you understand the video, or whatever, and then you move on. I don't care if they take that advice or not. I at least did my duty to throw it out.
Because I'm with Suk, it's annoying, but I also think, like, I did that to my parents.
I did it 100%.
Yeah.
But there were also things that as you got older, you realized how right they were about these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can't stop guiding and teaching and say, hey, maybe think about this.
I don't unless asked. When it comes to my kids, unless my opinion is asked, I don't want to be the old fuddy-duddy yelling at the clouds. So
unless my opinion is asked, I try to just shut up and keep it to myself. And I think my kids know. They're like, oh, and they'll know when something's bothering me. They'll be like, oh, Dad's bothered. I'd rather just sit there and they're going to make fun of me either way. So I'd rather them just make fun of me for just like holding my tongue than opening my mouth and having them really have something to mock. But when especially when the three of them all get together, it's just one big dad's an old codger. It's just, and I'm like, pick on the old guy.
Well, you are an old codger.
Yes, I am.
But that's okay. The thing that they don't understand, which we'll always have over them, is how great it is to be an old codger.
There is something
they don't
to
get it.
Yes,
but we do.
Yeah. The older you get,
jokes on them.
You will appreciate that.
I am so happy I'm 50 years old. I'm not kidding. I know people hate aging and this and that. I don't. I love being older, a little wiser. I love being. I don't want to be young in this day and age. I wouldn't want that.
I think it's tough. Yes.
We had it good, man.
Yeah.
That being said, so in your face, kids. How about that? Watch that on 2X.
I can just see Meat's reaction to you. By the way, I can see it playing out, and it's delicious. And the frustration, you damn it, dumbass.
Because just watch it.
I will say it's
too many
dumbass.
pauses.
It's hard when you get excited about something that you want to share with someone, and they look at you like,
what?
You feel like they want to like tussle your hair,
and she didn't even watch it.
No.
She just said all she did was explain to me how fast her brain moves. Like, cool. I'm gonna go golfing.
It's really for the best. Just shut up and go golfing.
I've always liked physical big men. All right, one more. We've got a high school tradition.
Okay.
That is happening, as it's almost graduation time here.
Yeah, I think we are graduating. I think a lot of graduations were this weekend.
Yeah, Coach Vaughn is announcing the graduation tonight.
Yeah, I saw some caps and gowns. I saw them out this weekend as I was out and about cruising around. I saw some graduation kids.
So there's a new game that is causing some consternation amongst the old boomers. That is coming up next here on The Fan.
So it is graduation time, and the kids, they're out there playing, the seniors.
Yeah.
They're out there playing this game called Senior Assassin.
Okay.
You heard about this? Did you play this?
I have not.
Is this a thing?
No.
So it's basically where a bunch of kids, seniors, buy in for, $5-10 a guy or a person.
Mm-hmm.
And they go around trying to track down the other players in the game and super soaker spray them.
Okay.
And if they get them, they're out.
Yeah. So it's like a big game of tag, but
it's huge.
But with water.
But it's ongoing.
Okay.
So it's like you could be at home.
Yeah.
And some kid is lurking in your bushes with a...
I'm not going to lie, this sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds kind of fun, right?
If you got like 50 people doing this and you all threw in $10 and it was a decent prize, that'd be fantastic. I would be on board with this.
Yeah, so their parents are having a problem.
They're
having problems.
Of course they are.
A lot of people having problems here.
Everyone's got problems.
Yeah, and it's that the guns are being the soakers are being mistaken
as real guns
for guns.
Yeah.
In some cases, some of those look like handguns, and they're
and
so
you got people lurking around and popping.
Yeah,
This
I was reading this on Oregon Live, and there was this. It was the Ida B. Wells Senior was playing in it, and there was a boy outside of their house with what looked like a gun, and the parents are like, "Hey, what the hell?"
Yeah.
It was just Senior Assassin.
Sure,
but
I can see where that would be.
Yeah.
Can we just have them tell everyone play with like a super soaker or like a bright green? Like, do you have to have like the realistic looking gun? That seems like a recipe to get someone shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, exactly. That's what they're saying.
That seems very problematic.
This is going on all across the United States, and school officials and police departments all across the U.S. are saying that this is a game. It's a social media trend. The kids do it. They do it everywhere, but it can be very dangerous.
Oh, I can totally see that.
It
I
also escalates.
I can see some wackadoo dad at the house, and he pulls out his real gun.
Well, it also escalates when cars are involved.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to run playfully and you hit somebody. You're not watching or you get hit by a car. I don't know.
God bless.
There's so many things that could go wrong.
I'm one of those that usually sides on, quit being a candy ass and you're going to be fine. But I see where people are coming from.
Some kids say it's a hassle. Particularly because of logistics, and there has to be one game like organizer, and that's really hard for that person.
Sure.
And then others say it brings everybody together, and it's a blast.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun. It would be something that I would want to play, but this is one where I can actually 100% see where this could become real problematic real fast.
There was a case in Colorado where they were all masked up, and they were mistaken for robbers.
Yeah.
Another one where a deputy pulled over some kids and their water guns. He thought they were guns.
Yeah. Oof. There was, it's not the same thing, but there was some kids that ended up killing their high school teacher. I think it was in New Jersey on a prank. They were trying to toilet paper his house, and he ran out. And I guess he was kind of playing around too, but like he fell down and they ran him over as they drove away.
Yeah,
Killed him.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And the wife was really gracious about it.
She was.
And said, look, it was a mistake. It was, they didn't mean to do it.
But that's the sad part is this stuff seems like harmless fun, but nowadays it does feel like you're not allowed to do anything if there's some danger to it, and I can see where there is some real danger to this.
Well, Portland area school leaders say they are disavowing it.
Oh.
But they are not. You can't really ban.
I guess you can.
They're going to play it.
Sure.
It's just.
If my kids were playing this, I think I would just simply do hey, try to be smart about it, okay?
And that's basically what they're saying. They're like, look, you're doing this outside of the school, so we don't really have any say over it, but just be careful.
I would try to do can we just, make sure, my son, let's not get a realistic gun. Let's get the most, bright green super soaker that you can get and go off there. I thought that was going to be a way worse when you said Senior Assassin.
No.
Yeah.
That's
My senior year of the Senior Assassin, that was when I got hit by a lady cop with the baton.
Yeah. You got beat up.
I did. I got beat up by a lady.
As
cop.
You should. You can't do that.
Well, I didn't realize it was a cop at the time. and I heard a female voice saying, "Stop, stop." I thought it was someone's girlfriend. Turns out it was not. Turns out it was a police officer. And I guess back then, did they not have tasers back then? I think today I would have been tasered. I thought the belly club
What
thing.
year? 90,
96, 97?
Yeah.
I don't know when tasers became
that's a good
standard
question.
protocol, but I feel like, I don't know which would have been worse, but that club hurt like a son of a gun. She got me right in the lower back. Sucker hurt.
Looks like police began carrying tasers in the mid to late 90s.
Okay, so that would have been, maybe I was.
Widespread adoption, 1999.
Yeah, so that would have made sense.
So old school. She went old school.
She
on
went
your
old
ass.
school. She nightsticked me.
I love that.
But once I got nightsticked and I realized it was a cop, then I stopped. I did get cuffed, though. Not charged. Not charged. That was a different game of Senior Assassin, though. Totally different thing. Exonerated of all charges. Everyone went their merry way. But if you do hear stop, stop, you should probably turn around and see who's yelling stop. She probably yelled stop, please, but all I heard was a female voice. And that was very sexist of me. That was my fault. I own that.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Can I also admit she was kind of hot?
Did you say do it again?
No. Freaking hurt.
Lower.
Actually, a little higher. I think I would have liked it better if it had been in the meaty part of the back. That low back could have slipped a disc.
All right, well, be careful out there, kids. That Senior Assassin game.
Yeah.
You never know what Grandpa's going to pull out his AR.
Exactly. Like I don't think
those
you
guys in St. Louis.
I don't think you can play that in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not.
No.
Actually, they probably play the real game in Texas.
Someone just gets shot.
Everybody have a great night. Our show returns tomorrow, 3 to 7 on The Fan. Good night.